Isaiah 58:1. Cry loud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show thy people their transgressions. Yeah, so I'm a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Yahawashi on our side, so don't try to move us. We got next, and this wicked king is almost over. For our people, edification, my folks, soldiers. Isaiah 58:1. They let the trumpet blow. Hey, we them Hebrew Israelites, it's time to let them know. They let the trumpet blow. It's time to let them know. We them Hebrew Israelites, it's time to let them know. To cry loud, spare none, show them transgressions. For my people never considered they the real Jews. History stolen with that whip, got our back bruised. Still dying in the ghettos, got us trapped in this matrix. Time to open up your eyes, it's too real. We can't fake it. The Most High's on its way back soon. The whole reason why we went into slavery, cause we broke the commandments. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Who is this nation of people? Not the seed of Ham, but the seed of Shem. From the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Revelation 2 and 9. Don't let these fake Jews tell you a lie. In due time, they all bow down. I wanna get my crown and stand firm in this truth. Ha Mashayach Yahawashi, that's his Hebrew name. Wasn't no J's in the Hebrew letter. So I carry this truth like I carry my sweater in the winter cold. This what you ain't been told. Esau is cover blown. We let the trumpet blow and let all my ox know that you a set apart nation, ain't compared to none. And when the Most High return, these other nations done. Isaiah 14 and 1, we gon' possess the land, and they gon' try to cleave. And the Most High said it all is book of prophecy, a hard pill to swallow, but when that light shine, it's real bright, and the Most High is our lifeline. So Quam Yasharala, rise, O Israel. Hey, Quam Yasharala, rise, O Israel. It's time for you to wake up out your sleep. Romans 13 and 11, our salvation is near. Lift up thy voice in the streets so the whole world hear. Yeah, so I'm a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Yahawashi, he on our side, so don't try to move us. We got next. Hey man, this wicked kingdom almost over. For our people, edification, my folks, soldiers. Isaiah 58 and 1. They let the trumpet blow. Say we them Hebrew Israelites, it's time to let them know. They let the trumpet blow. It's time to let them know. We them Hebrew Israelites, it's time to let them know. They let the trumpet blow. It's time to let them know. We them Hebrew Israelites, it's time to let them know. Would you denounce wicked traditions or not? Go to church on pagan Sundays, don't keep the Sabbath at all. That's why we standing on these corners, get this message to y'all. That you living in the wicked world, they knowledge is flawed. Full of satanic practices, the Vatican worship the Black Madonna on the low. Why we die from Planned Parenthood, this is woe. Why you think we quoting scriptures, going head up with the beast, spreading righteousness, ooze, leaving our enemies duped. This institution is through. We got the spirit of a lion and the power of Yeshaya. There's no way we could expire. I'm on fire. The Messiah is the root of the fire that be all up in my bones. And the prophet ain't respected at his home, but the truth won't stop. Don't try to make us to be wrong. And the scriptures bear witness to the things that we speak. Blow them trumpets, blow them trumpets. We them Israelites, man, and we 12 tribes deep. Hear the message that we speak. Blow them trumpets, blow them trumpets. We them Israelites, man, and we 12 tribes deep. Hear the message that we speak. Well, I'm a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Yahawashi, he on our side, so don't try to move us. We got it.
All right, Israel, Most High bless. Shalom. Thank everybody for tuning in. Welcome to F.O.P.E. Israelite School. We got our lovely sister, Naphtali, Israel, here to do a presentation.
Shalom. Shalom.
Thank you for coming on, sis, once again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'll be here. You can do your thing. I'm going to sit back and listen and enjoy the presentation. So you can take over now.
Thank you, Sharsham. And Shalom out there with you guys, family. Sorry it's kind of late, got running behind, but I'm here And I hope you guys are in for a good treat, for a good lesson today. Something out of the box, something not probably original, but I always like to come with something new, or maybe not new for you, but maybe new for someone else. So tonight I'm going to be bringing out a little bit of the Book of Enoch. And the reason why I'm bringing out the Book of Enoch is because I speak a lot on the Canaanites and who the Canaanites are. But one thing I haven't really done is, explain where I got a lot of this information from. And some of you probably already know, but I just want to break that down. So, and people say that the Book of Enoch is allegorical or it's not canon. And, everybody has certain things they'd like to say about it. But, I question that because it's like, hmm, if it's not canon, but we go into other books, we quote Josephus, they go into other, all these other books that have absolutely nothing to the Bible to support the Bible. So my thing is that the Book of Enoch at one point in time was actually accepted, and so it has not been. They pushed it out, but it was at first accepted. So I find that very interesting, but we kind of know why it's no longer accepted. So I thank you guys so much for coming in with me tonight, and I hope you enjoy the presentation. And of course, as always, I'll wait behind. And if you have any questions, please feel free to answer them. Matter of fact, even come on, and we can definitely have a conversation about it. So if you're ready, I'm ready, Sharsham, to share my screen.
Okay, whenever you drop it in.
Okay. All right. Is everybody able to see my screen? Can you see it, Sharsham?
Can't I have you? Hold on.
All right. Is everybody able to see my screen? Okay. Just trying to make sure everything is visible and everything. So, um, looks good. So let's get ready to start. Okay, so this presentation is going to be called The Book of Enoch, Fallen Angels, the Nephilim, and the Sons of Canaan. Okay, are you guys not able to see it? I'm not seeing it on my end on the phone. Can you guys let me know in the chat? Okay, you can't see it. Okay, let me see.
No, you have the whole screen up. It's like you got the StreamYard showing, and not the presentation.
Oh, okay. All right, let me see what's going on. Okay, let me try this again. Okay. Hmm. Okay, let me see. I don't know why it's giving me such a hard time tonight, guys. Bear with me. Let's see here. Here, green. There it is. All right. I think I got it that time. And I'm going to. All right. All right, now here we go. Sorry about that. All right, so this presentation is going to be called The Book of Enoch, Fallen Angels, the Nephilim, and the Sons of Canaan. So again, what made me want to do this presentation tonight was basically on a little bit of background as to a little bit of what's going on with Canaan and what happened to Canaan. And so we're going to jump into the book of Enoch. But before I even get into Canaan, I'm going to give a little bit of background information on, you know, why on why people, are opposed to the book of Enoch and the fallen angel theory. So here I have Luke 10:18. So we know that Luke 10:18 refers to Satan falling from heaven, and Matthew 25:41 mentions the devil and his angel. So we know that in Luke 10:18 it's a witness to what's going on with the fallen angels within the Bible. It says that they saw Satan fall from heaven. So many people say that the Bible is filled with allegory, that the Bible is allegorical, but tonight I want to prove otherwise. I want to get into sources outside of the Bible that that actually shows that there was some form of, influence of angels within history. And so the other question I have for people who don't believe in the fallen angels is that where did the other gods come from? If not from the fallen angels, then where did they come from? Because we know in Exodus 34:13 through 14, it says, "But ye shall destroy their altars, break down their images, and cut down their groves." Whose groves or whose altars are the Most High referring to here? And it says here, "For thou shalt worship no other God, for the Lord whose name is jealous is a jealous God." So right here we know, and there is no question, that there are other gods. But the thing is that a lot of people want to say that the fallen angels did not become the gods of this world, of this earth. But I ask them, if it's not the fallen angels, then where did these other beings come from? So here we have Leviticus 18:21. So it says, "And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of the Lord thy God. I am the Lord." So right here we see that one form of ritualistic worship for Molech is to pass your children or your seed through the fire. We know that King Ahaz had done this, and we also know that Manasseh. So were passing their children through the fire. So the thing is that if anybody wants to say that people were deifying other, kings or individuals, the thing is that why would you pass your children, your own flesh and blood, through the fire to something that you feel is just one and the same as yourself? If not this gods or these deities had to have been something more superior than yourself for these people to do such acts as it was written in Leviticus 18:21. So who is Moloch? Well, Moloch, also spelled Molech, was a Canaanite deity associated in biblical sources with the practice of child sacrifice. So again, this is from the Encyclopedia Britannica, and it's letting us know that Molech was a Canaanite deity. And the thing is that in order to worship this deity, you had to pass your seed through the fire, and you had to, a practice of child sacrifice. And like I said, if anyone wants to say or make claims that, hey, these fallen angels weren't it, that's okay. But again, I want to know who were these deities that people were again sacrificing their children to. So we're going to get into something called polytheism, and polytheism is the belief in many gods. So I've seen different references where they said that there is umpteenth of 12,000 gods. There's 8,000 gods. There's 2,000 gods. I really don't know how many gods there is. It may not be that many. A lot of the gods tend to have these small gods, these lesser gods, uh, tend to have multiple names and been worshipped in multiple civilizations, just utilized under the different names. But the thing is that there's many of these gods that are out here. And so, again, the fallen angels provides a really good source as to how, people begin to worship these gods. So I still question people who believe otherwise. So again, paganism was practiced in the Roman Empire, and they practice polytheism, which is nothing but paganism, and it's the belief in multiple gods. So at one point in time, it was accepted in the Greek, the Roman, the Hindus, and all these other uh, civilizations to worship many different gods. And a lot of, like, within the Roman Empire or within the Greek Empire, they called them demigods. And we all know that the story of the demigods is that they, Zeus came down and he mated with the different women and created offsprings, and he created what was called a demigod, or what the Bible would consider to be a Nephilim. But we all see this all throughout history, so it's nothing that we can, it's nothing to really argue with about this. So here we have this scripture here, Genesis 6:1-4, and it says, "And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth." Now this is another reference to kind of what happened to the sons of men mating with the sons of God mating with the daughters of men. So right here it says, "When man began to multiply on the face of the earth, and the daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, and thought that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose." Now, right here, the sons of God are referring to angels. Now, many people would probably say that the sons of God are referring to regular men, but the problem with that story is the fact that when we jump down here to the scripture in part 4 of it, it says, "There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them." Now, the word giant is utilized here. Now, many people probably think it's funny or laughable that I'm bringing out giants, but the thing is that the Bible is saying that there were giants in the earth in those days, and it was saying that that the sons of God who came down, and the daughters of men, and they bear children to them. So it's letting us know that when these angels had came down, they created giant offspring. Now we also know that this same story goes along with the Greeks and and the Romans with the Titans being giants. It's many different stories and myths and legends that actually corroborate with the biblical narrative about giants being on the face of the earth. So right here we have a quote from Josephus concerning giants. So people, tend to, think Josephus to be a really good source. So right here, it says, "For many angles, this notion that the fallen angels were in some sense the fathers of the old giants was the constant opinion of antiquity, of God accompanied with women, and begat sons that proved unjust and despisers of all that was good, and on the account of the confidence they had in their own strength. For their traditions is that these men did what resembled the acts of those whom the Grecians called giants. These kings had laid waste all Syria, and overthrown the offspring of the giants. And when they were come over against Sodom, they told them also that they found at Hebron the posterity of the giants, according to these spies who had seen the land of Canaan, when they perceived that all these difficulties were greater there than they had met with since they came out of Egypt. They were affrighted at themselves, and endeavored to affright the multitude also." It says, for which reasons they removed their camp to Hebron, and when they had taken it, they slew all the inhabitants. There were till then left the race of giants, who had bodies so large and countenances so entirely different from other men, that they were surprising to the sight and terrible to the hearing. The bones of these men are still shown to this very day, unlike to any credible relations of any of other men. Now they gave this city to the Levites as an extraordinary reward. So right here, this was and there's more information here, but this is coming from Josephus and his accounts of the giants. And it also speaks on further on the Philistines. And we know that one of the most famous giants of the Philistine was Goliath. And Goliath was said to be between 10 to 12 feet tall. So, the thing about giants is not, right here we have a real source from Josephus, and he's speaking on his account of the giants. So then we have the Book of Enoch. Now, the Book of Enoch actually speaks on the fallen angels coming down, and it gives a very good account, probably the best account, and gives us some more elaborate details as to what happened. So it says here, Enoch was at first accepted in a Christian church, but later excluded from the biblical canon. So what happened? Why at first was this book accepted? Now, many people and this is according to the Encyclopedia Britannica right here. This is sourced from them. And a lot of people, including these camps and whatever, they want to come out and they want to say, "Oh, well, we don't know anything about the Book of Enoch, or we don't have the truth." The Book of Enoch has been around for a while, and it was at first accepted by the Christian church. But it does say it was later excluded from the biblical canon. Its survival is due to the fascination of marginal and heretical Christian groups. Now, they're utilizing the word heretical and are trying to say that people are heretics. But the thing is that um, a lot of this information that the Book of Enoch provides also corroborates with what Josephus has says, also corroborates with what's going on all throughout history with the Greeks and the Romans and their accounts. Even though they may call it a myth, but the thing is that it's so, like I said, the more we get into my presentation, the more we're going to see how the names of the names of their cities and their countries are actually named after women who were said to mate it with giants. So we're going to continue on. So here we go. We're going to get into the Book of Enoch. So I have this here. It's talking about Samyaza. So Samyaza was considered to be one of the leaders of the Watchers. His name means he sees the name, or I have seen. People portray him as to be Satan or Lucifer. So in the Book of Enoch, one of the apocryphal writings, Samyaza is portrayed as a leader of a band of angels called the sons of God, or watchers. These watchers became consumed with lust for mortal women and entered into. So the thing is about this lust for mortal women. What is the problem? Why couldn't angels procreate or have sexual intercourse with women? The problem is because the fallen angels are said to have been immortal, and the reason why men and us on this regular people, we were able to have sexual intercourse is to have children, because to pass down a lineage, because we do not have the power of mortality. We're immortal, so we're not able to live forever. So with these angels, they're able to live on forever, and the Most High condemned them and said, "Hey, you cannot be with these women." But as a result, these angels, it says here 200 members, they fell. They came down and they started to fornicate with the women. It says Samyaza led his angelic brethren in their seduction of human females. And that's why they say a lot of women have to cover their hair, because when they were seeing the women's hair, it was so beautiful to them. And that's why they say in the Bible that a woman needs to cover her hair or have a head covering, because when the angels, the watchers, are the sons of gods, or whatever name you wanted to refer them as, when they saw the women and they saw the top of their hair, they thought they were so beautiful that they came down and they fornicated with these women. Now, it is also said, even though it's not written here, that a lot of these angels were considered to be shapeshifters. And what a shapeshifter is, they're able to change into different forms. And so they were saying a lot of them were shapeshifting to women's husbands, and they thought that they were actually with their husbands, and it turns out that they were actually with these fallen angels. And the thing is about another thing is, like, another reference to this is in the book of when we talk about Sodom and Gomorrah and those two angels. The angels were able to a lot of those men wanted to have sexual relations with those angels. And so the angels were real men, and they weren't just a spirit. And so if anyone, wants to think that they're spirits, that's not true. They were actual real men, and to the point where in Sodom and Gomorrah, those they had to get those men away from those angels because they wanted to have sex with them. So let's talk about what the Nephilim is. So let me see here. I think did I mix? Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to talk about what the Nephilim is. So, according to this is also the Encyclopedia Britannica. It says the Nephilim in the Hebrew Bible are a group of mysterious beings or people of usually large size and strength who lived both before and after the flood. So, a lot of people say, well, what happened, to cause the flood? We like to say that the reason why the flood happened was because of this narrative, because the gene pool was so disrupted with these fallen angels. It's the reason why the Most High had to flood the entire world. uh, Noah and his sons and their wives, their genes were perfect, they were fine. So that's why they were able to continue on. So if someone says, well, hey, how is it that if the whole entire flood was to be covered the whole earth, how were these angels, well, how are these giants able to live on or to be able to do this again? And this is a good question because actually we can find this in there's many stories of the flood or the deluge all around the world. And one particular story, all the other stories all are the same. They all speak on a man with his family living after the flood and surviving the flood. But there's one story, and that story comes out of Mesopotamia, and that refers to the Anunnaki. And with the Anunnaki, their story actually comes out, and it says that they went up and they came back down. So these, and when you look at the walls of Mesopotamia or Samaria, in which I'm going to show some of these images, they have it looks like they have wings or they have the ability to take flight. So when we see that, it looks like they were able to go up, take flight and come back down, as the story says with the Anunnaki. Um, so, like I said, with the Nephilim, that's what a Nephilim is. It's pretty much a giant. It's a Greek word. So right here, I'm going to talk about Europe and how did Europe get its name. So they say Europe comes from the Phoenician word Europe. So the word Europe is actually Phoenician in origin. And if anyone knows, Phoenician is the same as Canaanite. So right here, they're letting us know that the word Europe comes from Phoenician. It's Phoenician origin. So we're going to look here again. I'm utilizing the Encyclopedia Britannica. And right here, it speaks on Europa, which is actually where Europe received its name. It received its name from a woman by the name of Europa. Now, in Greek mythology, the daughter of either Phoenix or Agenor, who is the king of Phoenicia. The king of Phoenicia, which is also Canaanite. All right. So the beauty of Europa inspired the love of Zeus. So this is the Greek story. This is the Greek story that they utilize. And it says, who approached her in the form of a white bull and carried her away from Phoenicia to Crete. There she bore Zeus 3 sons. So right here, we see that Europe actually named themselves after a woman by the name, a Canaanite woman. This is their country. And they named their country after her. And they said that she fell in love with Zeus, who is, you can, call him Satan, call him Samyaza, call him whatever. And the thing is that he came down in the form of a white bull, carried her away, and she had sexual intercourse with him and bore children. And this is actually the story that Europe, this is actually what they claim to have found their name. So here we have another account. It says Europa was the beautiful daughter of King of Tyre. Now we know Tyre is mentioned in the Bible. The king of Tyre in Sidon, we all are aware of that. Agenor. So right here it lets us know that the king of Tyre, who was Agenor, Zeus or Jupiter, the king of the gods, according to Greek mythology, saw Europa as she was gathering flowers by the sea and immediately fell in love with her. It says right here, Zeus transformed himself into the form of a magnificent white bull and appeared in the sea shores where Europa was playing. So, to a lot of people, this may sound very funny or laughable because it's like, hey, this is a joke. But the thing is, if you truly believe in the Bible and truly believe what it says, okay, and then we look at these other accounts. Now, these other nations, these other groups, they're taking this seriously to the point that they named their country or continent, excuse me, after this woman. They could have named it after many different people. Why would they choose to name it after Europa, who was the Canaanite princess of the king Tyre, who the story says that she was out, you know, gathering flowers. Then all of a sudden, here comes Zeus. He transformed himself into a magnificent white bull and appeared in the seashore where Europa was playing. All right. So it says, there Zeus cast off the shape of the white bull and back into his human form, made Europa his lover beneath a simple cypress tree. Europa became the first queen of Crete. So Crete is actually where is Greek in origin, and they uphold this story as well. And what is so interesting about this, it's about the Canaanites, and this all ties back to them. Like I said, Tyre was the king of Canaan. They're utilizing all of this information. The Crete, which are the Philistines intermarried with the Canaanites, and that's, we can get into that another time, but I'm just, elaborating more on it for time's sake. But the thing is that why are they using this story and why are they taking up this account? And that's something that is very interesting, even though it does matches what the Bible says, as well as what's going on with the Book of Enoch. So here's another account. This is called Albion. So before Great Britain, this is from the Wikipedia, before Great Britain received its name, it was called Albion. Okay, right here it says Albion is an alternative name for Great Britain. It is sometimes used poetically and generally refers to the island, but less common than Britain today. The name for Scotland is most of the Celtic languages is related to Albion. So this is actual real history. This is historical. This is not from a religious website. This is from the Wikipedia, and they're letting us know that Albion is the alternative name for Great Britain. So, Albina. So where did Albion get their name from? Now, this story here came from the Wikipedia as well. It says, later in the 14th century, a more elaborate tale was developing, claiming that Albina and her sisters founded Albion. So the name that Britain received its name from originally was Albion, and Albion actually was said to have come from a woman by the name of Albina. Now, it says here, now this may sound crazy, but just bear with me, guys. And this is their account. This is the information that they're putting out. Her sisters founded Albion and procreated there a race of giants. Yes, that's what it says. It says the Albina story survives in several forms, including the octosyllabic Anglo-Norman poem. All right, so this is dating 1300s through 1334. And it says, according to the poem, in the year 3970, year of the creation of the world, a king of Greece married his 30 daughters into royalty. But the haughty brides colluded to eliminate their husbands so they would be subservient to no one. The youngest would not be party to the crime and divulged the plot. So the other princesses were confined to an unsteerable rulerless ship and set adrift, and after 3 days reached an uninhabited land, later to be known as Britain. The eldest daughter, Albina, was the first to step off of shore and lay claim to the land, naming it after herself. At first, the woman gathered acorns and fruits, but once they learned to hunt and obtain meat, it aroused their lecherous desires, as no other humans inhabited the land. Now, as you see, it says here, as no other humans inhabited the land. Now, again, this is the story that they're telling. I don't want anybody to be saying anything about me and making a joke about me. This is the information that they're putting out as to how their country received its name. Okay, this is what their country was named, Albion, and they're giving it to Albina, just as Europe was the name after a Canaanite princess, Europa. So it says, as no other humans inhabited the land. So they may mention here that no humans inhabited the land. They mated with evil spirits called incubi. Now, again, this is their story. They're saying that they mated with evil spirits and subsequently with the sons they begot in engendering, I can't even say the word, engendering a race of giants right here. Now they say these giants are evidenced by huge bones which are unearthed. So this right here is the story that they're telling as to the origin of how they were created. Now, this actually goes in line with what the Bible says. The Bible says that the sons of man came down and had relationships with the daughters of man. Now, we just saw in the story of Europa that she was mating with Zeus, who was a son of God. He came down and he had relations with her. And then we have another account with Albion, which is another name for Britain. And they're saying here that they created a race of giants. And then we have the name of England. So it says England used to be known as England, meaning the land of angels. Okay, people from continental Germany who began to invade Britain in the late 5th century, along with the Saxons and Jutes. So when people hear the word Anglo-Saxons, it's actually supposed to mean angel. All right, so it's something really, weird that is going on in these, European countries and continents, because as we see, Anglo means angels. And if you look, we see Los Angeles, which is angels. We look at, like I said, with the name Albion, which is actually named, this is their account now, okay? They're saying that it came from a woman who had a race of giants. And so, I say this because the Bible says it, okay? The Bible brings it out in Genesis 6, and it says that the daughters of man created with the angels, and they created giants. So then when we see it in real history, everybody wants to make fun of it or say it's a joke or that it's not true. But then if that's the case, then the Bible isn't true. We have to throw it all away. Because that's the way it has to go. And if you feel otherwise, then let me know. So we're going to get into the Book of Enoch, and this is 106, the chapter 106. And if people aren't really familiar with the Book of Enoch, this portion here I specifically chose because it's going to talk about Noah. And Noah was said to have been an albino. Now, before when he was born, his father was very nervous, So we're going to begin here, and it says, and he said to him, I have begotten a strange son. He is not like an ordinary human, being a human being. So right here is letting us know that he is not like an ordinary human being, but he looks like the children of the Malachim. Now they call it the Malachim, but that's the angels of heaven to me. So he's saying right here, hey, this child looks strange. He doesn't look human. He looks like the Malachim or the angels. His form is different, and he is not like us. His eyes are like the rays of the sun, and his face aglow. So it says here, it does not seem to me that he is of me, but of Malachim, and I fear that a wondrous phenomenon may not take place upon the earth in his days. So I am beseeching you, begging you, in order that you may go to his grandfather Enoch, our father, and learn from him the truth, for his dwelling place is among the Malachim. So this is Lamech talking to his father Methuselah. Now Methuselah went to inquire of Enoch to see if this child, which is Noah, was indeed his son, or if this was the son of the fallen angels, or the Malachim. So when Methuselah heard the voice of his son, he came to us at the ends of the earth, for he had heard that I was there. He cried aloud, and I heard his voice, and it came to him, and I said to him, Behold, my son, here I am. Why have you come here? So then he answered me and said, On the account of great distress have I come to you. On the account of grievous vision I have come near here. Now, my father, hear me, for unto my son Lamech a son has been born, one whose image and form are not like unto the characteristics of a human being. And his color. So here we go. So this is the part that comes out. His color is whiter than snow and redder than a rose. Right there, it lets us know the color that Noah came out. This color was different. And it says the color is whiter than snow and redder than a rose. The hair of his head is whiter than white wool, and his eyes are like the rays of sun. And when he opened his eyes, the whole house lighted up. Now, it says, and when he rose up the hands of the midwife, he opened his mouth and blessed Yahweh of heaven. Then his father Lamech became afraid and fled. Lamech was afraid of this child, and he ran. And he did not believe that the child was of him, but of the image of the Malachim of heaven. So right here, we have a description of how the Malachim's offspring looks like. We have a description. But when we go more into this, it says, and behold, I've come to you. So right here it says, then I, Enoch, answered, saying to him, Yahweh will surely make new things upon the earth. And I have already seen this matter in a vision, and it made it known to you, for in the generation of Jared, my father, they transgressed the word of Yahweh that is in the Torah. So this child was not of the Malachim. Noah was not of the Malachim. Noah was just an albino. He came out differently. But what is letting us know is how the Malachim, or the sons of the fallen, or the children of the fallen, look like. And what they look like, they had hair, their color was whiter than snow and redder than a rose. Now, this is the reason why I believe that this book was taken out and was removed, because it actually lets us know the origin of a certain group of people. Now, remember, we spoke about how they said that Europe was named after a woman who made it with Zeus. I mean, they still hold on to that. They also have Albion, which is Britain, which is named after a woman by the name of Albina, who's created giants. I mean, it's just so much, it's just so much out there. So then we bring it down to modern time. So there's a group of an African tribe by the name of Dogon. And the Dogon tribe are in West Africa, and they are considered to be what you would consider to be a primitive tribe. I mean, they live outside, they live on the land. And so they don't have access to internet, they don't have access to telephones at that time, but they were able to create this image here. And this image here, and they also worship the fish god by the name of Dagon. And they created this image here, which is actually the same image that is found many miles away in Mesopotamia. And the question is how were they able to know of this god Dogon or Dagon? And they're actually named similarly to him. Dagon is a fish god, and if you look at how the images of this god looks and appears, also they say that they were visited by what we would call extraterrestrial beings. They said that they came down and they taught them information. They also taught them about the Sirius star, which, no one knew of the Sirius star without a telescope. So it's a lot of, real tangible evidence out here to support, this notion that something came down and visited. A lot of people credit a lot of like people in Mesopotamia, they credit like Hammurabi of the Canaanites, Amorite. He credited being visited by fallen angels are his gods, and they were taught him information. They taught him knowledge. So a lot of them, that goes again with the account of Enoch, because they say the angel Azazel, he came down and he actually taught the people how to do all types of things, make weapons, do makeup, abortions, all types of things were taught, as the said it was in the Book of Enoch. So like I said, right here, the Dogon, right here it says the Dogon's extraordinary knowledge of the cosmos and the cult of Nomo. So the thing is that how did the Dogons have such extraordinary knowledge of the cosmos? How would they have this information if not they were indeed visited by some source that was, you know, extraterrestrial? So they say the same type of creature is present in the history of Mesopotamia written during the 3rd century BC. So they're letting us know that the same image here is actually found in Mesopotamia. So with this Dogon tribe, it's pretty interesting because we are seeing that this story of something coming down, as well as within Mesopotamia with the fallen with the Anunnaki. We're also seeing it again with the Dogon tribe with Dagon, who is a fish god, who the Bible refers to with the Phoenicians. I mean, with the Philistines, as well as the Chaldeans. Okay. So we are seeing all of this references from the Bible also into real life. So, and I say this to say this because I'm ending my presentation a bit early. I have another part. This is only part 1, but I didn't want to drag this on because I did come on late. But this was just a summary of how we got from the biblical account all the way to actual historical accounts that are found in Europe, as well as Britain, as well as England, with the Anglo-Saxons, which means angels, as well as the Dogon in Africa, as well as the Mesopotamia with the Anunnaki and the sons of Anak, with this Anunnaki and the sons of Anak, who were Amorites and they were giants. So I thank you guys so much for watching, and this is the end of my presentation, and I hope you guys have some questions for me.
Con. That was beautiful, sis. Beautiful presentation. I enjoyed that, to be honest with you.
And this was just part 1. This was just part 1. Thank you.
And plus, the Book of Enoch was in the original King James Bible, and it was accepted by the Albanian church. And that book was taken out with many other books that was in the original King James 1611. A lot of people don't know that.
Yes, that's true. And it was also in the Ethiopian Bible as well. And like you said, it was in the King James. And that's why I was saying it was considered to be Canaan at first, and then they took it out. And, because I know why they took it out, because it exposes, what happened to these people. So,
yeah. And like I said, that Bible dictionary I have from the 1800 proves that Book of Enoch was a part of the original Apocrypha. And that's why I was telling like people when they were saying certain things about certain stuff, I was like, well, we know it's books missing and it's pieces to the puzzle that we may not know because of those books. So, don't be an overthinker, but we got to respect the works of the devil and how they like to hide things from us. But that's why, blessed he that readeth and, study to show ourselves approved, so we can solve the pieces to the puzzle.
That's right. And that's what this is all about, is it's just solving the pieces of the puzzle. And that's why I wanted to bring out, like, where did my logic come from into even saying anything about the Canaanites, because and I didn't even bring in the information on the Canaanites because, I wanted to make sure I got, more in depth about the historical and the information about, the fallen angels before I got into Canaanite.
And if anybody want to come on, y'all more than welcome to come on. I know we haven't been live for a while. I haven't been live for a while. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've been dealing with some mental health issues, and I was getting myself together as far as my mental health issues. So that's why I haven't been live. But I will be back very soon to be live more often. And Qanath is dealing with some family issues, things he got going on in his family. So pray for his family and pray that the Most High heal them. But he'll be back soon.
Yes, we definitely are praying, and we want to pray for you as well because I didn't know you were dealing with mental health. Mental health is so serious. It affects me as I think it's affecting everybody, especially in these times today. With
Yeah,
all that's going on.
yeah,
So
yeah. It is, and you know, I didn't know how important it was until you like feel like you at a breaking point in your life. And I've been praying, asking the Most High to, help me get through that. And I suffered with anxiety and depression as a child, and I came up out of that. And I guess like at this point in my life, maybe it's like circling back around and dealing with some things, but I ain't been letting it get me down. I've just been fighting through it. So
well, yeah,
hopefully,
I'm happy to see that you're up. Because I suffer with anxiety myself, still to this day. So you took a break too, K Judah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you need to because it's like we live life, we have our children, we have a family. It's a lot going on. My aunt called me crying because she thought her father was dead. I had to go down there and see him, but he had like low sugar, but he was like starting to get there because his organs started shutting down on him because whatever he did, his insulin wasn't right and he wasn't responsive. But I saw that he needed help, so we called the ambulance for him. Like I had to jump out of bed and shoot to my aunt's house, driving my car super fast to get there because, um, I just realized this. Like when you the strong person in the family and everybody to rely on you, you can't be the one that's weak. Um,
Yeah, that's true.
everybody deal with mental health and problems, and they rely on certain people. But if everybody weak, you're not going to make it. Somebody has to be the one that carry the load for everybody else, and that's how I be feeling. I got to deal with a lot of other people issues and shit I have to take on, and that's rough on me. But sometimes mentally, me as a man, I need to break myself, to regroup, get my mind together, because I be dealing with things in my own issues too, and I know
Carry
that.
everybody's load. You can't. It will
Yeah.
destroy you.
So I don't want to talk about this other stuff. I'm gonna keep that to myself.
No, that's fine.
I had to go to a quiet place the other day to find some peace and talk to the Most High about what I was going through. And as I sat there and looked, He told me I had a reason why I was still here, and the reason why I needed to live, and
Mm.
the reason why He showed me the life that He was bringing across my path. And He let me know that that wasn't the end of my road and that wasn't the end of my chapter, but it was something greater and bigger in store for me. Even though I was going through what I was going through, dealing with my mental health, being disturbed, and going through my problems, I still praise the Most High and thank Him for allowing me to be here and allowing me to see what I need to see, and Him using me the way He been using me. And I just been trying to get better because, like, I had somebody call me and tell me that before. I said, Sham, a lot of people look up to you and you mentor a lot of people. And I was like, yeah, that may be true. But some people, they don't see when somebody else crying out, you know what I'm saying? Or going through things, and like I'm sitting here drinking. I really don't even drink, like, but I'm
Mm.
doing it to simmer myself and trying to get my mental health together because of the things that I've been dealing with lately. But it's a progress, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. So yeah, you know,
Well, I appreciate you coming on with me tonight. like I said, it is a really, I don't know, it must be a spirit that's going around, because I find myself going into like a dark tunnel myself. And I have to pull myself out of my husband, because I feel sorry for him, because I'm telling you, I know how you feel about it. And shalom to you, Yafa. And you said this whole month has been a trying one. It has. It really has. I have been fighting in the mental as well. All types of thoughts plaguing me, but I'll fight hard like a Hebrew warrior. Yeah, I think
Mhm.
everybody's dealing with that, and it's a time that we all need to check on especially our stronger friends, like you said, the ones like you who uh, we all lean on. We all lean on, each other, and some of these people that we do lean on, like we put all our stress and all our pressure on them, and we think they're okay and they got it, but the truth is that they need help too. So I get it.
Mm-hmm. And my cat just been she been
Oh,
on me every day, like laying on me, and I guessing like she trying to soothe my mental and just purr on me, and I be like, leave me alone. But this is my wife cat. I call her cat dog. My wife call it cat midnight. But the cat is like a damn dog. But I don't like the cat. I don't want the cat. But the cat love me, and that's the bad thing about it. I hate the cat, but the cat love me. And I got to deal with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It won't leave me alone. I'm like, cat, stop bothering me. It come lay on me. I'm like, why are you bothering me? I'm not even your owner. But I don't know. It's a lot of female energy in my house. I'm the only male here. So, I got my wife, my 2 daughters, and I got a female cat. So then we had a dog that was a damn female dog, and I'm like, man, I got to have a son. I got to get some type of balance, because ain't no
I
testosterone.
get it. Yeah, but the cat knows that you need some companionship, and you said, "Kind Sham, I'm the only male, so I got to be strong."
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe maybe one day you guys can, if you guys want more children, have a son,
I'm
bring
gonna
that
try.
in.
And also, family, I got a new laptop. I'm on it now. That's why I'm sitting in my living room. My other laptop that kept crashing over is in my basement. So I broke down and brought me a new laptop, a gaming PC laptop, so I can stream on. I'm not really playing no video games on it, but I am streaming on it. That's why y'all don't see me in my basement. I'm actually in my living room. So I bought 2 laptops, one for myself and one for my daughters for their schoolwork.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I actually bought me a gaming monitor and a gaming keyboard. So I'm not gaming either, but it's pretty cool. And then I got a gaming chair. So it's actually, the gaming stuff is really nice. Uh so yeah, yes, so yes, mental health and anxiety and all that stuff is really high. It's high for me too. So, I try to get myself to come on. I've been getting a lot of uh a lot of stuff has been going on in the background with me, and this coming out and trying to, do this YouTube thing, and it's been kind of hard, and I just feel like it's not worth it sometimes. But I have to think it's not about me, and it's like, am I even at any benefit? Sometimes I have to ask myself that, because it's like it's so many people I fall out with, and it's like, I don't
Yeah.
know, it's
I
weird.
mean, you like I what I was telling people, that I find that social media is an issue that we deal with too. And I keep telling people, like, you can make friends on social media, it's cool. But sometimes, man, we have to leave the social media world, because it takes a lot from us. It takes a lot from family time, personal time. I told my wife and my kids, like, we're not going to be sitting at our dinner table, and my kids talking about they want a tablet. No, we need to talk as a family. Like, I'm taking it back to old school traditions where we ate together, we laughed, we speak. That's what I'm making my children do now. I'm like, the internet world is consuming their minds so much that they don't know the value of loving someone while they're here, enjoying the time that you're dealing with somebody, because we don't deal with each other no more like how we should. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything is about the internet wave and turning up and following trends. I don't care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I need to know the person who I'm dealing with, because a lot of mental health and issues come from other people, because they see things that they see on TV, on Facebook, on Instagram, people they want to be like, lives that they want to live. and they let that shit consume them because they think that that's real. And that's what another issue with my nephew going through. And I told my nephew, I said, listen, you 15 years old, you disrespecting my sister. She's pregnant. You talking about what's going on in your house, and her friends don't like it. They want to beat you up. I'm telling him, like, you didn't grow up like we did. You don't live in the hood. I lived in the hood. We had nothing. I lived in a house that was roach infested, rat infested, piss infested, no lights, no water. We didn't eat many days. It was hard for us. I told him, little boy, you so blessed. In 3 years, you'll be considered a man. I worked hard for everything I got in life. I came from the ruin. It was tough for us. So you know, I try to get him to understand that. You know, and he think that everything in life must be given to him. And I told him it don't work that way. Everything in life is not given to you. I had to work hard for everything that I got in life. You know, society already against us for us being black males. So
yes, that's true.
And I told him, like, you want to live a life of facade, thinking that you're supposed to get something because the world owe you. Nobody don't owe you anything. I told him that. So I try to get him to understand that, you know, appreciate your mother, because the stuff you doing is clown shit. Like, real men don't do these things. How you talking about your mom and the man she dealing with? That stuff not affecting you. It's like these kids today, they don't stay in a child's place. They want to be an adult. They want to grow up too fast. They think everything is easy.
Yeah.
You know, I said, boy, you really don't know what's going on in the world. You got a food shortage. You got a water crisis. You got inflation. You don't pay a bill. You don't do nothing in your house. All you do is go to school. You come home. You don't want to watch your little brothers and sisters. You want to run outside, smoke weed. You want to be rebellious, but you never knew the real meaning of struggle, the real meaning of hurt, the real meaning of sitting around in the dark, eating dinner around candles. You know what I'm saying? And playing games to try to stay entertained, because we ain't have no fucking tablets and all this type of shit then, and PlayStations and this super graphic type stuff and social media where we had a whole bunch of friends. I think a lot of people is just ignorant, and I'm just tired of everybody being ignorant, thinking that everything is just handed to them on a silver platter. Put everything in a microwave, do. It's done in a minute. It wasn't like that for us. My father had big ass bags of 50-pound potatoes, 100-pound bag of potatoes. When we were talking, we had to peel potatoes and chop them up and fry them just so we can have something to eat. They don't know that life where shit is fucked up. Like, the Most High put me through it. And I appreciate him doing that for me, because I learned survival. I learned how to be a better man. I learned how to live. I learned how to go without. And it made me who I am today. But everybody in their life deal with hurt, pain. And I had to apologize to a lot of people in my life, because I realized you got to be careful what you do to people, because you can scar people and you can fuck people up. And they could go through life with a scar from something that you did to them. And that shit can be on you. And I hurt a lot of people, did a lot of wrong, repented for a lot of things I did. But yet I still bear them burdens, because sometimes when I go through things at this stage of my life, I be wondering if it's karma and it's the Most High allowing that shit to come back on me, because of how fucked up I was and the state of mind that I was in. Is I'm reaping certain benefits from even knowing what I know now and how I wronged people. Is that shit coming back on me? And I be feeling that way. But I pray about it.
Feel that way. You shouldn't feel that way. We all make mistakes, and we all do things, and we all, fall short. But I'm sure that, the Most High understands. I hate to be like the Christians and say he knows your heart, but he knows what kind of person you are, and you are a really good person. I know that, dealing with you and all the things that, we go through behind the scenes, and I can just see your character, and you are a good person. Don't beat yourself.
The worst part, though, Naphtali, is that I've been dealing with is the mind. This thing is a motherfucker. No matter how much I try, this mind of mine, I cannot win this shit. It just does what it wants.
You
and
sound
see
like
what
me
it,
earlier today. You
like,
sound just like me.
just like it's for real. I'm telling you, it's a gift and it's a curse. And I tell my wife all the time, and she be like, you know, you can the way that you connected with the Most High, you did what you did and the things you go through. And I was like, man, listen, I have to talk to the Father because I be needing guidance to get through things. But I'm like, you know, if I can't deal with this shit that I'm dealing with now, how can I deal with for the worst of what's to come before the income? And we have to deal with the real tribulation. You know what I'm saying? The real persecution. You
Yeah.
know, so sometimes I feel like maybe I'm being like Job tested, but not how he was. But everybody have to be tested and see if they worthy to be a servant or to, you know, deal with what they have to deal with. So
Yeah, I get it. But to think about it, yeah, you do. I feel like that too. Like, maybe, the Most High is putting me through things to be able to, get ready for what's to come because, we're so spoiled. Everything's at our fingertips. And it's like, how are you going to react when things aren't going your way or things are being, you're being tested? Because I was looking at a video and they were talking about the vaccine and, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I don't really feel like dealing with this. I don't feel like going through no food shortage. I don't feel like going through it, but it's like but you already know what's getting ready to happen. You already know what's coming, and we have to be mentally prepared. And right now, my mental health is not even holding on, and, and nothing's even wrong.
but and see, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I try to tell people. Like, that's why I be saying I think a lot of people don't believe. And it hurt me because I'm like, I know in my heart I would try to save everybody, as many people as I can. But I know it's going to be a time where I'm gonna have to be a cold-hearted person because I look at my daughters, man, and I be like, man, fuck that. Like the life I had to go through, the hell I've been through. I always told myself if I had children, I never want them to experience that. And being a man that I am today, that's how I feel. And I'm not going to let nobody from the foolishness and bad decisions that they made ruin anything that I've been setting up to protect my children and my wife to get us through what we need to get through. Some people say it's selfish, but I don't disagree, man.
That's called self-preservation. If you can't take care of protect the people that are within your own space, how can you protect anyone else? You first have to take care of your household. That is Shalom Lima. That is very important, and
Shalom.
I have nothing but, respect for you with that. And like you said, to come from out of the conditions, my husband went through the same thing. He grew up in a household similar to yours, and he is an awesome father, and I see that you are an awesome father, and it's kudos to you guys that are out here taking up, to try to bring out the word because a lot of people don't really believe. They really don't. And that's something that I'm starting to see too. And what you say, a man must rule his flesh. The bad word thing is an example of no control. We got to throw the ghetto speak out the window. Yes, the Most High is trying to make us stronger. Yes, He is, but it's hard. It
And
is
I had made this post a few days ago, and it was on my spirit because I was dealing with some people, and I was telling them about some things and things that come, and they was just like they look at me and laugh, and it's like I see a lot of people that don't think that shit real. So I had made this post on Facebook said we living in the time of Noah, and a lot of you motherfuckers is going to get washed away. And the time of trouble, don't ask me shit. Remember, they laughed at Noah. It was too late. And that's how I feel now. People laughing, but they're gonna be laughing, and when it's too late, they're gonna be looking and asking for help, and it's gonna be too late, you know. So I that's just how I feel about a lot of people right now.
You're right. You're right. My brothers, I told them, let's try to, get like so let's get a farm and let's get some land and let's just have a place that we all can meet. Let's get some water, store some water. I was just coming up, they laughed at me too. They thought I was a joke. They thought it was the most hilarious thing they ever heard. And they still think I'm a joke. So I understand. I'm the crazy one. I'm over, it's like, oh, there's nothing's gonna happen. But then I had people tell me that if something does happen, they rather live in the sewer uh than to leave, because I'm the type of person that, I want to leave and go over to Africa. That's my plan of escape. So but I know you want to stay uh and try to, tough it out.
I, truthfully, I just want to leave, and it's a lot of things that I don't want to do anymore. I really don't want to do. I really don't want to do YouTube no more. I really don't want to be on here teaching no more. It's like sometimes I just want to go away, have peace, don't go back and forth with a bunch of people. But then it's like the Most High said, I gave you all this. So what you think you're going to do? Just not help nobody, not teach nobody, not warn nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like no matter what I do, I always have a job to do. Dealing with my wife and things that I know, teaching my wife, she go through the basic stuff and learning of being an Israelite and what we're about. And I tell her, I said, babe, I'm burdened by this. And I've been honest, this shit is a burden on me, heavy. It's a burden on my spirit. It's a burden learning what I'll be learning, the books I'll be reading. It does things to my psyche. It fuck what I'm mind on, what I know. And I tell her, I can't teach you this stuff because if I'm going through it, dealing with a lot, why you think you shouldn't need to know all this stuff? Just leave it alone. Know your basics. Hard learning and teaching is not for everybody. Going through different doctrines that people taught and dealing with the pure language and stuff, it's not for everybody. Everybody ain't meant to learn a whole lot of knowledge because it can corrupt you and it can damage you. And then some people get too much knowledge, they don't know what to do with it, or they'll use it in a bad way to hurt people and to mislead people, for filthy lucre's sake. And that's not in my spirit and in my heart because that's not the kind of person I am.
Oh, I get it.
Come on.
Mhm.
I don't know what the fuck I just heard. Let me get my gun. Something ain't right.
Thinking about this. Hey guys. Hopefully all is well with Sharsham. We probably going to be wrapping this up a little earlier. Um, a little early tonight. Um, the Lord is only going to deal with a few of us. from the nation of Israel, we can't just leave just like that. You know, you got that right. And the thing is that, with us being people, we want to see the numbers, we want to see the growth, um, the fruits that we bear, we want to see it. You plant a tree, you want to see it bring forth fruit. You want to see the value that you put in. Okay, is everything okay?
Yeah, we good. Dumbass cat. I thought it was sound like somebody was coming through my basement door. That would have been bad for their fucking ass if that was happening. But
Okay, we're all praying for you and your family over there. Yeah. Did you want to cut it short tonight, or?
no, I'm fine. I'm fine. If
Okay.
anybody want to come on, y'all can come on.
My
If you done, hey, that's fine with me. It don't matter.
well, uh, well, thank you, Zipporah. I think that's what a lot of what Sharsham is saying. I haven't been doing this as long as they have, but a lot of us want to see the fruits that we bear pay off. It's a lot of struggle, uh, more struggle than it is reward, but it really is, and it starts to affect your life because it's like I can just leave this alone, and I can have my own life and not have to worry about this because this is causing extra stress. And I'm dealing with things, people sharing my picture around. It's a lot of stuff. I don't know if people seen it. Yeah, it's a lot, and it's like, what for? Why is this? Why is this coming out? Why is this happening? You come on and have a conversation with someone and they treat you very rudely on their channel. You're trying to talk to them and they're very rude to you. So you try to come in and have a dialogue. They say women can't talk. So
And
it's
also,
hard.
let me say this too, Naphtali.
Mhm.
Just because people have a disagreement, don't mean that you hate somebody or they're your enemy. People can have a disagreement and come back together as people. And that's one thing about us as Israelites or just black people in general. We can disagree with each other.
Mhm.
Don't mean we have to hate each other and want to see hurt and harm come to each other. We all never going to agree on all things. We all not going to agree on all the doctrines or anything, period. That's just
Yeah.
how it's going to be. But it don't mean you my enemy and that I have to hate you because of that. I had a lot of that built in me from years of being under the One West ranks and learning that kind of ignorance. And the Most High had made me renew my mind and change the way I was thinking because I was thinking real wrong. You know,
Mhm.
um, I'm more of a person now where we need to hear each other out and hear where we coming from and share our thoughts and points with each other and not
Mhm.
just tear each other down. And
That's
I'm
right.
talking about us people who are the same, that comes from the same lineage and came from the same struggle. I ain't talking about none of these other people that ain't come from where we came from and posing as they us and they're the people. I don't care about them. I'm talking about us Negroes only.
That's
Us.
right.
I ain't worried about everybody else.
Mhm.
That's the thing that we have to do as a people. We have to learn how to forgive each other. I work with heathens every day. Africans, Asians, Indians, these people, doctors, nurses. I have to get along with these people every day. But I don't work with these people and be around these people um, and walk around with hatred, in my heart,
Mhm.
because, that hatred can destroy you. I look
Mhm.
at it like this is just business, but everybody has their time. Everybody has their rule. I think about it like Joseph when he was in Egypt and he had to do everything that he had to do, and how they wouldn't even eat with him and he was a ruler over them. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like sometimes we got to be a little bit more humble
Mhm.
because us knowing who we are, we start to overthink our greatness as I'm an Israelite, so I'm better than you. Da da da.
Facts. Yeah.
Let's just calm that shit down sometime and remain
Because we're
humble.
still in captivity.
Right. Because our forefathers, they was in greater positions than us, but they still was humble. And a lot of us, we are unhumble people, man, from the foolishness that's being taught with the angriness and hate. And then when you start to turn from the bullshit, I noticed the Most High started to open up my eyes to be a much better person. But that's why I said I had to repent from a lot of that doctrine that I was taught. But now I'm tired of seeing all these heathens ruling over our brothers, claiming that they're Israelites when they know they're not.
Right.
And like I said, a lot of this is infiltration by Cohen Protel.
Got to be.
And a lot of things. And I don't care if I be hated for the truth. You know, that's fine. If I'm being hated for telling the truth about it, then I'm doing something right.
That's right.
But this shit do take a toll on your life. I'm gonna be honest with you, because it has been taking a toll on my life. It's a burden, a real burden. And I ask the Most High to kill the old me and make me a new me, so I can evolve and be a stronger me, so I can continue on into my journey and in my life to complete the mission, whatever he need me to complete, and be a better father, husband, brother, and servant to him. And that's all I'm trying to be. Get my mental health together.
I feel like that too. And Moshe, did you want to say anything? Thanks for coming up.
First off, I just want to say all praise to the Most High. Long live Yeshua HaMashiach. Big salute to Shawsham F.O.P.E. Salute to you, Sister Naphtali Huda.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to speak on, man, this whole month of October, we got to remember we're in the season of the witch. And you know, them warlocks and sorcerers in which they're going to be casting these spells on, trying to cast these spells on us. But we got to rebuke them in Yeshua's name. And we know they don't have no power over us, because all unclean spirits got to answer to Yeshua HaMashiach. And, you know, Hashatan, he's going to try to play with our mentals, you know, but we just got to stand firm. And, you know, we built to last, you know, because like I said, we all been going through, you know, I've been mental wrestling and stuff. It's not an easy walk. It's not. And sometimes dealing with Israel, you know, so-called black people, man, being around them, it's like, especially because, you know, some of us that's awakened to this truth, we fall in between. You might be the only awakened Israelite in your city or vicinity, or you know, and this could be taxing sometime, you know all this knowledge and you trying to share it with your peers, your family members. You gotta use wisdom, and they don't want to hear it. And what's upsetting about it, what got me upset, we're in the so-called midst of a pandemic, or pandemic, however you want to say it. It's a pandemic because we know these heathen buffoons, they planned this. They want to control people like cattle, you know, and they're going to still trying to get people to spend money on these holidays that's coming up. You know, you got this old wicked holiday coming up where it's unholy day, Halloween, you know, parents going to be dressing their children up as ghouls and goblins, man. And especially in the Christian church, they should know better, man. They should know better. But, you know, they want to say, oh, we're doing it for the kids. They want to always use the children as scapegoats. They wrong for that. They should know better, man. But peer pressure is a mug, man. Peer pressure affects adults too. I know they taught us about peer pressure in grade school, high school, but it's peer pressure. You got to battle with peer pressure all your life. You think about it. But if you have that strong integrity, you know, you're going to say no to peer pressure. But shalom to the brothers and sisters in the chat room. You know, pray all is well with y'all. But yeah.
Shalom to you too, and pray all is well to you as well. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. We have the victory. The Lord got us. This walk is hard, but remember, truth, word choose you, which is a blessing. That's right, JW, you know, because the Most High could have just let us stay how he was in the world, but he chose us. He has a special purpose for us, whether we like it or not. It's up to us to endure it all, you know.
That's right. That's right. What you're saying is facts, and you know, I'm sure this is helping me, and I'm sure it's probably helping you too, Sharsham, to hear people bring out that, you know, what you're doing, you know, even though like all the stuff that goes on in the background, you know, that we go through, and we go through things with our normal lives every day, and then to get up here and, you know, like I've been at work all day, and I'm trying to put together information, and I know it's not information that everybody. And thank you, Tracy, for what you said. I did see that, and I do appreciate it. Um, it's really hard, you know, and being a woman, it's just Oh my God. It is just, oh, it's so interesting doing this. But, like, I wanted to take a break. I wanted to stop. I wanted to just give up. I did. And, shout out to my husband. He was like, no, you got this. You can do this. And shout out to my supporters, thank you guys.
You
And I
know
hope.
what's crazy, Naphtali, and
Mhm.
like you said, everything you go through. I realize people only want to use the information that they feel that benefit them for what they agree with. It
Mhm.
could be information that you may not agree with, but you'll go cold hard against that because you don't want to deal with that one thing or two things that you feel isn't right in your spirit because you don't want to agree and say, hey, I don't think that that's right for your own benefit. And that's a lot of things that go on in Israel, where I say a lot of people are hypocrites when it comes to certain teachings and doctrines or even things that was in the Bible. People want to find reasons to justify certain things, just like the whole rape doctrine thing. They got
Yep.
to find a reason to justify it. Even when we deal with the multiple wives thing, and people talk about the law, and we say, well, it's no law that say you can't, but it's a law that say you can. Women to buck up against that because of how they feel. And I was like, listen, let's not be hypocrites. Let's just be honest, you know? And that's the thing that I be getting tired of about the scriptures. You know, we know the Most High don't advocate rape. So why teach that?
Exactly, because he's a
You know,
righteous God.
right. We know it's a law in the Bible. It says if a man have two wives, or other scriptures that talk about a man having more than one wife, but there's no law saying that man can't. So why are you trying to beat down men saying that he's wrong for having more than one wife? Our nation was built off of 4 women, Hebrew women. So I don't understand that. Like, it's just a certain things that's being taught and pushed to try to downgrade the men, uh, to make us feel less valued because we in a society now where women dominate. That's why the scripture says a new thing came on the earth where a woman shall surpass a man. That's the time that we living in. So, the women, they say, oh, well, a lot of things about the Israelite men, and a lot of it do be true. But the ones of us who can handle our women and take care of our women and do what we do, let that be. If your husband or your man or whoever choose not to deal with multiple women, that's his business. But you can't, these women, y'all can't knock a man for having more than one. If the Most High bless that man with that, then let that be a blessing to him. But for you to talk bad about a man that has more than one, then you should be talking bad about our forefather Jacob Israel, who had 4, who produced our nation. And why would the Most High allow that to happen? Haven't found one woman yet to explain that and explain why. And that's not even say that a woman can't be a teacher, but if the women always have the answers when it comes to polygamy, give us an answer, because we know during her separation, you can't go into the congregation, you can't praise the Lord on your period, you can't cook for your husband on your period, you can't sleep next to your husband on your period. We shouldn't even be using the same toilet. It's just separation because you become unclean. You can't even go into the temple. So who take care of the king of the house when a mother is on her separation? She can't cook for her kids either because she'll make the kids unclean. But they conversations, and this is not aimed at you, sis. I'm just speaking in general.
Oh no,
These
you're fine. I don't disagree. I don't mind
right.
me
These are
having multiple
conversations
wives.
that people really don't want to have, because if the Most High say he's holy and he's pure, we know anybody that has an issue, even if a man get a wound and he's cut and he's hurt, he's considered unclean until his wound heal, because that's an issue of blood. That's just like a woman being on her menstrual. And that's what I be trying to tell people about how deep the Torah is. We applying the wrong stuff into society today to justify the things that we desire through the fleshly and through the carnal mind, but not saying it spiritually. They ignore the spiritual part on why the Most High set up everything the way that he did. His laws, his rules, and the way he did, it was made perfect. We tell you in the scriptures the laws is perfect. So if a man's supposed to separate from his wife in the law during a time of uncleanness, It was a perfect reason why that was done. But a lot of us ain't doing that. We laying in the bed with our wife when she on her menstrual. A lot of us got one bathroom in our house. We using the same damn toilet. Our wives cooking for our women, our kids, everything. But considered to the Most High, we will all be unclean to the evening. That's a conversation. Nobody.
I just want to play devil's advocate because I am a woman.
Go ahead.
Women tend to follow each other on there. So what if all of them are on it at the same time?
They all on at the same time?
Then
I would say
because that's how it works. That's how it works.
No. That's what I would say. The handmaid, because the female servants had
every woman, they go.
If every woman. Now listen,
it's like
I would say that would be some of the craziest stuff I ever saw. But listen, if a man have his daughters, they can serve him. His sons, if they old enough,
the daughter gonna be there too. I mean, I don't want to get all into that.
Listen, every woman ain't gonna pop red at once. That time. Let's keep it real.
It happens. It does. You guys are men. You don't.
No, I'm saying every woman ain't gonna pop red at the same time. I just don't believe.
You gotta keep them in separate homes. I say this about the whole thing with the women and the multiple wives. Not for my household, but as long as she's an adult of consenting age, I don't think it's not my business what goes on in adults. Let the bedroom can't be defiled, So it's like I'm not.
It can't be defiled. It can be defiled because you can't bring a kangaroo in the bedroom. Talking about the bed is undefiable because
we're talking about between husband and wife, and I just want to make sure the wives.
The reason why I'm saying that because ISBK use that slogan for stuff that they do in the bedroom, saying it's not unlawful, meaning you can do anything because the bedroom undefiled. That's why I'm saying.
Oh no, I haven't heard. I'm sure people's minds. I actually, when I was preparing for the rape doctrine, I actually heard a man said that he can be with an 8-year-old because of
that's disgusting.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I said the way they take that scripture out of context. It's talking about according to the law, because if the bed is undefiled, if a man lay with a heathen and you saying the bed is undefiled, then you can lay with a heathen. But the scripture's telling you that the children is a testimony against the parents and their wickedness, so the bed can be defiled. And that's why I said let's not say that because they take it out of context. That's why I said you can't bring a kangaroo up in the bedroom.
People want to, and shalom to you, Amina. Thank you for coming out with us tonight. Thank you. But yeah, people can get real reprobated in the mind. So I guess you do have to be careful because with the bedroom being defiled and all that kind of stuff, it can be. Yes, that is true. A lot of things can go into that. So
the reason why I said that because I had conversations with these men, and the things that they said out their mouth, it's disgusting. And you like, man, what is you niggas on? It's like y'all sniffing cocaine, you smoking crack, like the shit that they come up with to justify wickedness. It makes you sick, and that's not in my spirit. But I be thinking to myself, how can you niggas think that kind of behavior is okay? And it puts you in a place where, you don't even want to be around these certain men. Exactly. You know that they believe that kind of shit. It's crazy. Or even think that.
Yeah, that's interesting because, I know the barbershop conversations that, men have in the barbershops and around alone. So women are privy to a lot of the, stuff that men are saying. Because when they're around me, they're going to talk, with, respect and decency, hopefully. But yeah, that's true. I really don't know what a lot of men are saying. So when I saw that flower part with the rape, I'm like, first of all, let's get something straight. Only reason why an 8-year-old is on anything like that, and Shalom Eve. The only reason why 8-year-olds even on their flower is because of the hormones in the food. They're not supposed to be in the water and all this. They're not supposed to be on it. At one point in time, girls were like 13 to 15 years old, and we can't even think about in the biblical days. So stuff is just all messed up,
But the first issue is here, Naphtali. What kind of person in their right mind is thinking about laying with an 8-year-old? That's the first issue that needs to be dealt with. What kind of grown ass man? I'm 36 years old. I ain't thinking about laying with no fucking 8-year-old.
Exactly. That's out of
So
all.
if anybody
that need that snot box, right?
Thank you. Grown ass man that got feelings for a child and he aroused over a child, that's a mental illness and issue jumping off top, because no real man is thinking about laying with a child. I got 2 daughters. I wish a grown ass man would be trying to lay in the bed with one of my kids. He'll be in the dirt where his ass belong.
I don't play that. I was mad. I left him a comment and a message. I'm like, how is this video still up? And who are you? And
They should have flagged that video.
Oh, I did. But I'm sure
I don't even know what video y'all talking about.
Oh, I was just preparing for, my rape debate but I'm not going to even talk about that. But the thing is that with that, I was looking at some videos on how people opposed to it, who actually agreed with it. And I was trying to get their understanding. And he was like, oh, yeah, we can. Right here, it says we can go into a girl as long as she's on her flower. And if that's 8, that's 9 years old, we can do it. And I was like, what is wrong with you? You need to be dead. You need to be killed.
You need to keep it turned off.
I don't know if y'all heard about this story. I believe it was over in India somewhere where they had, and man, Qanath spoke about this years ago, about the child grooming thing that they had going over there, and how one of the men had went to the child and she died from eternal bleeding. And they married grown ass men marrying little kids. We were showing that during the time of the whole Yaquab thing and telling people how wrong it is and how a man posterior from the growth of it, and especially us black men, a lot of us might have like a mandingo, and we adults, we can talk about that, but just being honest, a person with a 9-inch or a 10-inch rod going into a child that's built small like that can destroy her parts and her insides. And to be honest, a lot of people, and that's why I'm saying, like, it comes to a point in life where we have to be honest and have intelligent conversations and be honest with each other and think about, listen, you're ruining somebody, you're damaging somebody, you're destroying somebody physically and mentally, and people think that this kind of behavior is normal. This shit is not normal.
It's not. And
the more that us as people don't want to talk about it, don't really look at the brighter picture behind it and think like you really in your spirit, you really think that you doing that shit is right. Like you actually in your spirit saying, I didn't feel wrong for doing that. Like, I don't know what kind of evil spirit in this person, what kind of legions on them, what kind of demons on them. But I pray to the Most High Yahweh Yahawashi that shit ain't on me. Because that I'd rather deal with all this mental health or whatever the fuck I'm dealing with. Thank you for that shit. But that shit the motherfuckers is going through and doing, I'm glad that I ain't have to deal with that shit, because that is fucking evil. It's wicked, and it's definitely of Satan.
Hey, Eve, and yes, it is called menstrual. What is that? Synchrony. Yes, Steve Sharsham, it's called synchrony.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, it's true. Women do follow each other. They do. Yeah, that's real.
Oh, well, I'm not saying that it's not possible.
A whole bunch of women mad and all grumpy all up in the house.
Right. Well, what I'm saying, sis, is I'm not saying it's possible.
You can order takeout.
Happen. But I was just saying, if we dealing with the laws of the Most High, we have to be honest dealing with the laws. We can't pick and choose the laws. Now, I know I'm not a priest, so 200 and some odd laws don't apply to me because I am not a priest. I'm not worthy of a priest, and I'm not without blemish. Not ashamed to say that according to Leviticus 21. But if we keep the law that way, right, and we're going to actually practice the law, how everybody say we ought to keep the laws of the Most High, the 613 laws, right? All right. So during the time of your menstrual, sister, you should be laying in the bed with your husband, according to the law. It's just facts.
So we shouldn't work either. So so that's like an oasis,
No, right.
Don't work, don't do nothing. I would love that.
No, the women, the scriptures don't say the women shouldn't work, because when you read Proverbs 31, it talks about how like she had a store,
right?
She would run a business. So it's not saying you can't work.
No, I'm thinking it's during that time period.
I'm thinking it's more of like what they would call hard labor, how the men on construction sites, and now you have like the lesboness and the feminist movement where I'm a woman, I can wear pants and I can do a man's job. That's different. I'm not talking about like you can't do anything and you just got to stay home and watch children. No,
No,
I
I
don't.
said that we shouldn't work. I said that. That was me that said that part about
Oh no,
during
because
that time period.
I think women should not be in the military. That's out of order. Women being in the military, because in the ancient world, men fought in wars. You know, women
right.
stayed
And
home.
the
and
reason
took care
why
of the house.
women was never in the military because they was always prone to rape by the enemy.
That's
So
right.
that's why they never fought in war and battles. And to be honest, we know women outnumber men on the planet Earth about 10-1. You have more men being murdered every day, incarcerated more than women, period. So we have to look like this. When the Most High set this thing back straight, when he set this thing back straight, homosexuality is outlawed. All the women in the kingdom that doesn't have a husband, they supposed to be lonely when we know it's going to be less men than women. Like,
I
keep it
said,
real.
long as it's not, I know of a situation personally where a gentleman was saying that he was married to someone and they lived in separate houses and he really wasn't supporting her correctly. I don't agree with that. But if
Well,
you support your wives the way that you like, when I was in Africa, they build homes and build actual, stuff for their wives, like real nice homes and take care of them. They have a dowry. I don't have a problem with that. As long as they're taken care of, that's all I care.
and see, sis, I don't have an issue with what you're saying. My issue is this is what I tell everybody when it comes to this topic, right? And maybe we can do a class together and do a panel talking about it. Because I wanted that, right? My issue is this. The reason why it look bad in the community, because you got brothers in the community that doing it for show. They just want to take their wives to Passover to show other brothers. I got 3-4 wives. These niggas is late. They don't work. They bums. They live off YouTube money and donations. They're not really doing it the proper way. And there's not that many people in the Israelite community that's actually doing it the proper way. It's a handful. And that's why I always reference my brother, Judah the Shooter. He got 4 wives. He take care of all his wives and his children. He does it how it's supposed to be done.
That's right.
These other guys, the way that they doing it, they make it look bad. And that's why it's a balance with it. The Most High showed you and gave us an example of somebody who's showing you living proof that it does work. None of these women is bitter. They go on YouTube, they do classes and tell you these my sisters, I love them. But other women don't want to, they all want to know that because they believe, oh, it's just wickedness or this is not real. It is real. Like the brother even invited me to his place when I come to Texas again to come talk to his wives and everything. It can work, but it has to be done spiritually through the Most High and not through fleshly lust or carnality. That's the problem. A lot of brothers in the One West community, they throw it through carnality and they make it look bad for everybody else. That is the issue. And it have to be an understanding thing. If it's not for you, I'm not telling nobody to take a part of it. It's not for everybody. It's not something I ain't pushing up on nobody. My thing is when people try to not push it and say you're wrong for doing something and monogamy is the way, but you can't prove that, and you going through all hell dealing with your monogamy marriage, how can you tell somebody they can't have their marriage work when they have multiple partners?
I just want to say this to Joel. I did speak on the Enoch at the beginning. I'm sorry. We kind of, it was at the beginning. So if you can come back and watch the video once it's over. I did speak on that really well, and I'm going to do a part 2.
Yeah, you missed the PowerPoint. Sorry.
Yeah, but to elaborate more about what you're saying, yeah, like I said, as long as the women are being taken advantage of, I don't have a problem with it. How you gotta go fund me for a weekend take out your views?
You got a lot of GoFundMe scammers on the internet. I mean, eBay, because you gotta watch out for that too. Them GoFundMe scammers.
And yes, Star, thank you. You can definitely come on, and we can definitely still talk about the Book of Enoch and anything. And if you have, if you feel like it's a good source, or if not, we can definitely talk about that. But yeah, I do. I just don't want to see my sisters get taken advantage of, because women get taken advantage of sometimes, and
It causes them to lose the faith. A lot of sisters step out of the faith because they was taken advantage of by wicked brothers. They go back into the world, they go into witchcraft, or they go back to the Christian church.
Yeah, I have somebody like I said personally to me that actually walked into something like that, and unfortunately, she's not wanting to come back into it. So, she probably already has her ways and things of that nature. But I
Well,
just, like I said, I don't like to see people get taken advantage of.
but you know why they get taken advantage of, Naphtali?
Why?
Because a lot of these women come in this thing and they want to get with somebody who they see as famous, got
Right.
some type of power.
Mm-hmm.
That be the issue. And I
Yeah,
tell people that all the time. A lot of our problem with people is we don't get to know people who they really are.
Exactly.
These people can put on a facade or act like they somebody they really not to make everything look good, get in good, and then you see the truth about a person. I've been with my wife 14 years. We know each other very well. We got 2 kids together. So I know what kind of woman she is. We grew together. That's the difference. People meet people on the internet and they fall in love with these people, don't even know them, never even hung around them, don't know their flaws, don't, like the scripture says, if you get a woman and she have an issue and you want to let her go for a certain issue, they don't even see the kind of issues where well, I can deal with that. I know a brother, he was dealing with one woman. This woman was eating the skin off her feet and shit like that. Like, yeah, and like Elder Qanath called me and was like, yeah, wife eating the skin off her feet. And I was like, what?
Eating
And
the
like
skin off her
showed
feet.
me a video of it, and I was disgusted. Like, but this is the type of shit that going on with people when people don't know. So
okay.
this is why you need to learn people and learn your partner so you can see everybody have an issue or a way about themselves. And you're not going to like everything 100%. I'm pretty sure you don't like everything 100% about your husband, but you love him. That's your husband.
Yeah,
But some things, right? And he probably vice versa. He probably don't like 100% everything about
I
you.
get on his
But y'all
nerves.
love each other. Y'all need each other. Y'all make the
But I
issue.
gotta say this, Church, don't be
Huh?
trading your wife in for no younger woman. That's something
No,
that I
well,
don't like either. Like you wait until she get old, she done had all these kids, and then you want to go
well,
off and get some young girl.
and
Like that's
Naphtali,
not.
that's the
We don't
issue.
like
So let
that.
me say this, right? I agree with you saying. I'm 36 years old. I'm not looking for no young woman, no young child. I need somebody with a sound mind. If I get a second wife, I at least want her to be 30 and older.
Okay,
At least 30 and older.
I respect that.
You know what I'm saying? Not no child, not nobody who play games, not nobody who still have a worldly mind. No man with no woman like that. Well, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Well, I
So
think that's what women are concerned about is, you put all this time in, you done had all these kids, and then, you don't look the way that you used to look, but then you come out with this new young hot thing that's around, and it's like, okay, how convenient.
well, but see, that's the issue. Women shouldn't have to feel that way about no young new hot thing.
But
Yeah, yes, yes, we did it.
oh God, what you
Thank the Most
watching?
High. I'm sorry. I'm just
No,
looking at
you
my.
good.
I'm looking at my cryptocurrency. We finally hit it. Yes. I'm sorry.
Oh,
You
well,
know.
congratulations. I'm glad some good news came about.
Yeah. Gotta check the money. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we skyrocketing. That's all. Just smart investing. That's all. But
Yeah, I
what I'm
need to
saying is
know.
right. It shouldn't be about. Damn boy, they going crazy in the chat. That's right. Let me see how much money I got. How much money I done made. But now, if you listening, check your crypto. But
Yeah, we messing up. I gotta get in that.
what I'm saying is, Naphtali, right? This is what I'm saying, right? It's not about having a younger woman. You know, you got your relationship with your husband. You know how everything works, right? You should not feel threatened by that or anything. You shouldn't feel threatened by that because your love, the love of your husband, should not change for you. Um, I tell people all the time, I love my daughters the same. I don't have no favorite child. You know what I'm saying? I treat them the same. If I get one, I have to give the other because I don't want to bestow that on them because that can damage somebody. And I see that a lot in black families now saying, oh, you love such and such better than me. You never came to my stuff, but always went to there. That's arts that go through people and they take that and it hurts them. So with me, I feel like I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that. So
Well, you, like you said, in your relationship, you guys know each other, and that's all
Mhm.
that's all that it's about. It's about you guys, your wife being comfortable and the other wife coming in and she's comfortable. And if that's the way, you guys are 2 adults or 3 adults or however many wives you want to bring on, as long as you're able to financially support these women and they don't have mental health problems, like they don't get consent to things, I don't have a problem with it. Like, I don't have a problem with it. But like I said, it's just not for my household because I just like to be the center of attention.
Well, yeah, and see, and that's not, and guess what, sis? That's not a problem because that's your household and it's all right. And
Yeah.
and like I said, same way how you and your husband work, that's y'all. No man can judge that because if your husband all right with it, he's the head. Then guess what? It's not my business. It's not no other man business. You doing on my platform teaching? Who cares? That's why I don't get involved in other people's business. Everybody has their own business, and if the Most High allowing it, then I guess it's all right. Damn, my computer about to die. Let me put my thing back in. You know what I'm saying? Then I guess it's all right because it's up to the Most High. That's why, like I said, I mind my business. I don't get involved in God dang, somebody must have bought a whole lot of coins. This thing is just going up. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go ahead. Somebody say something.
Okay, I'll say something. Did you want to bring anything else out, Moshe?
Yeah, I'm just listening to the conversation and looking at the chat box and all that. But yeah, Israel got to do better, A lot of false doctrines out there, a lot of buffoon doctrine. That's why I deactivated my Facebook account because the Israelite sector of Facebook is a hot mess. You got buffoons coming up with false doctrines every day, every month. What's going to be next? Yahshua ain't taught the gospel on Mars. They going to just me joking about that. Some Israelite might come up with that.
Why not? I did a video the other night on my channel, and I was looking at these, the purple guys, and they were using a old movie to justify what are they these Italians, Sicilians being Israelites.
Nah,
Like,
the Sicilians. Yeah, they say
yeah,
the Sicilians descend from the Moors.
yeah. And they called us, they was calling us niggas. They was saying all, it was being very disrespectful in the movie, but they seemed to be very happy about it. And I was just done. I was like, that's all it takes. That's it. And they
because GMS got that confusion of face doctrine. The confusion of face doctrine. GMS said Leonardo DiCaprio is an Israelite. John Travolta. No, those heathens are just taught to act like that because they got swag. No, they act towards. Of course, if you teach a Caucasian or any non-Israelite to act and have swag like us, they ain't gonna be the same Gentile or heathen nation they come from. They just an actor or actress. Ric Flair, they even say Ric Flair, they say some of the wrestlers are Israelites, like Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, because they got swag. No, Hulk Hogan was taught to act like a black man.
Wow, so all you gotta have is swag. And this Eskimo, really? They say Eskimos are Israelite? Okay, well, I mean,
not
hey.
them Porter Bell riding walrus hunters, igloo sleepers.
The thing is, it's like, it's whoever they want it to be, whenever they want it to be. I feel like they're colorists. I feel like they have a problem with people of a darker hue. I think if you have more lighter skin, I think that they just want you to be Israelite, and that's not fair because people that are, like people in Africa, they have a disdain for them, but they don't have a problem with the Eskimos who are Asian.
Exactly, yeah, the Asians, the Eskimos, the natives in Alaska, yeah, they Asians, just like the so-called, modern Indians, they Asians,
Yeah.
Like Tonto and Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse, they Asians, like.
Yeah, with the 23andMe, they will give you, if you have Native American DNA, they're going to give you East Asian as well, because they say the Native Americans originated in East Asia, and they overlook that. Even that's 23andMe giving that, and they do the genetic and give those tests out. So, and then they say, oh, we don't believe in DNA, but I'm sure when you have a child, you're gonna get that DNA test. So just
or
stop.
when you commit a crime, they do DNA tests when people do crime, when they commit crime.
Exactly. And they're going to want that DNA test to say that they're not guilty if it was them. So it's amazing. Like you said, they pick and choose what they want to believe, who they want it to be. It's all about what they want, and that's not how it is. It's not about you. It's about who really follows the curses, not Eskimos. Eskimos are fine. They live in their lives in Alaska or wherever they are, and no one's bothering them. They choose to live like that, and that's okay.
And they gotta worry about is getting eaten by a killer whale or a polar bear. That's the only thing they gotta worry about.
Exactly. And if they want to leave, they can leave and go back home where they came from, which is probably Siberia or something, whatever, or Asia. It's out of Asia, I guess. With over there with those people over there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about how they feel. They hide and cold. They on and they off whenever they feel like it. So, and that's sad. And that's pretty much the doctrine that's being brought out, being taught, being used. And people
They
who
say
are
Eskimos, but why they not going to Alaska? You don't see them going to Alaska, knocking on Eskimo igloos. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Eskimo, y'all Israelites, y'all know that the Eskimos will look at them dumbfounded, probably want to throw a spear at them.
yeah, they don't want to. No, they don't want to go. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't care. I don't even think they believe in what they're saying. I think it's just a joke. It's a game.
They buffoons. It's
money. It's a money grab. I'm gonna say everybody, whoever I want to say, so you can give me some money, and the people who are really trying to bring out the truth, we're the ones that are being demonetized, shadow banned, blocked, all kind of stuff happening.
Hit 52. Come on, hit 52. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me turn my mic off.
Yeah, but they got a lot of false doctrine, They, like I say, they need that 12 tribe chart. That's one of the major stumbling blocks in Israel. They need to overcome that. A lot of Israelites waking up to it, but sadly, like some of them camps, like the Purple Gang and some of the others, they pride is ego. It's pride and ego. They don't want to let go of the false doctrine. They've been debunked many times, but they know it's been debunked, but they want to stand on their ego and pride, and then they don't want to lose followers and money. It's all about money. It's all about the money. It's all about the clout, all about the fame. You got a lot of people want to come on here and want to be the big mucky and muck, think they could lead the whole nation by themselves. No, it doesn't work like that. The only one going to be leading us is Yahshua Ha Mashayach, because he's our high priest, and over him is the Father,
Yeah, and a lot of them have it in their families. A lot of them are married, with these people, so and they have children, and it's like, they're compromised, and they come on and leave comments to me and say, well, my wife is this, or my wife is that. Are you saying this about my son? Are you saying this about my daughter? It's like, I'm not saying anything. Don't put me in it, okay? Just read
Mom, Star, what you talking about? Let what go, Star?
She's saying, let's get it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely right. Praise the Most High.
Okay, I need to get in on this too.
Listen, hey, if I strike it rich and y'all see me disappear, you know why.
Definitely gonna stay off of YouTube. I don't blame you, bro.
You ain't gonna see me no more. You like, what happened to Sham? Oh, he didn't retire, he done left. It's like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. Nah, but I'll be trying to help my people though. I know that. But, man,
so is that is the cryptocurrency like stock or something? Like, how does that work? I'm not.
It's better than stock. It's 24 hours. You invest your money. Like I said, you can invest a portion of your money. You can wake up. You might have $100,000 in your account in the morning.
So, how much money should you invest in it? Like, what's
it? It don't matter. It depends on how much you get in on it when it's cheap or when it's high. And that's why, remember we had that interview with what's his name, Miguel M. Nunez, the guy that played Joanna Man. He was talking about why we should get in now, and us as black people get in too late, and we don't believe nothing, and how they change the market. You gotta think about these people, billionaires. They in these circles. They with these illuminists. They already know about this stuff. So when we tell people, they laugh. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna tell people how much I made off of dealing with cryptocurrency. I made a lot already, and it's dead. And it's a whole lot of us in Israelite groups that we doing this, and it's happening. And I believe when he came on here and he came on our show, he wasn't giving us some false information. He was telling us the truth because we seeing this stuff happen with it. Like it's going to be the new money, the new currency for the people. They're going to make it that.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna look into it too, Yavin. Shoot,
you know,
her jumping and having a good time too.
Listen, I got so many people tied up in this. Even people at my job, they be dancing, saying, thank you for telling us about this. I'm so happy. I said, I want everybody to win. I'm not a hater. You know what I'm saying? Good. That's just how I've always been. You know, we came over here as slaves with nothing. We all deserve to live some type of goodness and richness in our life. You know what I'm saying? From what our ancestors did. Shoot, I don't care what nobody say. This ain't about no treasure stored on earth or none of that. It's about growing up with nothing to die to have nothing. Like, come on, man. That's not how we supposed to live. We ain't supposed to be on somebody's job 24/7, working on somebody's plantation and not building no type of generational wealth for our children or anybody. Somebody has to be the stepping stone to change that for the future generations. This is the way Freemasons thinks. That's why they call themselves great thinkers. They think for generations ahead of them. We as Black people don't do that. That's why we stuck in the same condition. Because nobody want to take the chance to change the narrative of how their family goes. Everybody shouldn't be from generation to generation to generation. Somebody got to change it.
Well, hey Yehuda, how you doing? Shalom. And yeah, you're right. I don't know why my parents told me to get a job, get your degree and get a job. It's like that's like the worst advice. Like we should be building our own businesses. That should have been the advice that we should have been having, not get a job and go to college, get a job, go to college, get a job. Like that's what's regurgitated in our minds all the time. And it's like eventually, you're going to not have a job, or you got to beg people to give you work. It's like, why do you want to be subjected to that?
And I'm not telling people to invest your life savings in anything. Or invest your last. I'm telling people sacrifice something small. To y'all Israelites out there, don't go buy that ounce of weed this time. Don't and it's not to be funny, it's the truth. If you can support these arts and these habits that y'all still have, you can afford to try to invest for something to help your children and better their future. We don't know when this thing gonna end. It ain't going to end today or tomorrow. We don't know. We just know whenever the Most High decides to end it, it's going to end. But at least try to make it better for your children while we in this captivity. Not just being selfish and say, oh, you can afford all these sneakers you want, or getting high all the time and the things that they do. Because like I said, you got a lot of Israelites in our community that's super fake freaking holy. They act like they don't do nothing when it is, Like I said, I don't have that issue with drugs and all them things. So I'm not just slamming on people. I'm just saying, if you can do these things and support bad habits, there's no reason why you can't do something to try to make something right for your people or your family. Be a real man, be a real leader, and that's an issue with a lot of our men. They don't want to be a leader. They just want to be given everything, I wasn't never given shit. I had to work hard for everything I'm getting. So, and that's why I try to motivate other brothers to do. Anything is possible if you put your mind to it. But let's do it and keep it kosher while we're doing it. Let's not do it to hurt our people while we're trying to get to the goals and get to where we want to be. That's my main thing I tell everybody. If you're not doing it fairly, you're not doing it clean, then don't do it. Because the Most High ain't going to bless that. The devil can bless you too. But I don't want a blessing from the devil. You know what I'm saying? Because I know if I take that blessing, the Most High will come down on me.
Immediately. Eve, you said I'm just catching up with the live and the questions about polygyny. Many sisters feel as it does not benefit the woman to share her husband's heart, body, spirit, living space, and resources with another woman. Yes. I understand that, and Sham is shaking his head. Some women. Oh, he's doing his thing. Okay, sorry. Just to answer your question, I agree with that. You know, a lot of sisters do feel that way, and I'm one of those sisters. You know, but I don't speak for all women. It's to each their own. This is their household. This is the way they want to run it, and they feel comfortable. I just want to make sure that the woman is supported and valued and not mistreated. And as long as she's all of those things and she understands what she's getting herself into, and if it works for them, then that's for them. But not everybody's household is the same, you know. So, and who knows? People grow and people change, and maybe one day they may want to bring in an extra wife. But I get you. I get what you're saying, though, Eve. I do. And shalom to you, Yehuda. But yeah, polygyny is for. There's nothing. I don't see anything wrong with it. Like you said, it's in the Bible. We see a lot of men who have multiple wives, and as long as you don't, I mean, if you can take care of them.
And as a man, you gotta be true to yourself. You gotta examine yourself. You gotta know yourself as a man. You know, are you built to take care of one woman? Are you a one woman? Or you're polygamy man? You know, because it could be a big task and tax. You know, but to each his own. You know, as for myself, I know that the Most High probably said it'd be better for me to deal with one woman. You know, one woman. You know?
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. And that's what I tell people. But I think people try to criticize and misjudge everybody else. Like, if that's how you feel, then fine. But don't beat somebody down on what you think that's best for them, because how you know everything and everybody is not meant for you. Like the Most High told Esdras, you know, write these books, teach this to the people, but keep the other people, the books for you and the other priests for that learning, because everything ain't for everybody. And that's the thing that I try to tell everybody in the community. If it's not for you, then don't try to deal with it. But don't go after other brothers and sisters and try to say they wicked and they wrong, because you're not on that level. That's why we have a body to Christ. You have prophets, teachers, priests. Everybody have a role or part that they play in, that they fit in. Just get in where you fit in. You know, don't try to be something you're not. And that's just the big thing that I tell everybody.
Hey, shalom.
Hey, shalom. How you doing?
Shalom.
What's going on?
Nothing, just dialoguing. You know, Naphtali did a beautiful presentation tonight, so we just dialoguing on different topics. That's all.
Okay. She did a topic on Enoch, right?
Yeah.
I did earlier.
Okay. That's good, because it's mind-blowing to me that a lot of people, they just completely, you know, go against the Book of Enoch. When Christ himself spoke and quoted out the Book of Enoch.
That's right.
A lot of people don't know Christ quoted from the Book of Enoch. A lot of people don't know that. When in fact, the black Jews first went down to Africa in Ethiopia, they took the Book of Enoch. That's why you see the Ethiopian Jews in Africa with the Book of Enoch, because they had it for thousands of years. So it's comical to me that these camps, they claim to be in the so-called truth, but they deny the Book of Enoch. It's comical to me.
And like I said, in that Bible dictionary I had from the 1800s, they said that it was an original King James Apocrypha, and it was accepted by the Albanian church.
That's a fact.
When I bring that out, nobody refutes that.
That's a fact.
So we know that the 1611 Bible that we have is not an original, because it was more books that was in there, like the Ascension of Isaiah, the book of the 12 Patriarchs. So I would say that people need to understand that there's more information out here. Now, I don't know if whatever books of Enoch that they have out, if those are exact ones that was in there, but we do know the book of Enoch was in there.
No, the Book of Enoch that the Ethiopian or the Jews in Ethiopia that they have the correct Book of Enoch, because like I said, they had it for thousands of years. Since they migrated from Israel and went down to Ethiopia, they always had it. They always had it. You know, So it's, like I said, it's funny to me how these guys claim to be into the truth, but they deny the Book of Enoch. And when our ancestors read the Book of Enoch, they read many other books that were not included in the so-called what we call the Bible today. You know what I'm saying? Who decided what books to go inside the Bible? The white man did. The same man who they claim they hate. They decided what books to include and what books not to include. So it's like you said, Shawsham, there's many other sources and books out there that they did not include in the Bible. That's legit.
Right. And that's why we try to tell people that's why I be telling them I think some of the pieces to the puzzle is missing when it comes to certain things, certain scriptures, because maybe they in other books and that's complete certain parts of the puzzle. But you know, to us who we know that don't need everything in every other book, we have an understanding that we know this is right, this is wrong, and that's why we were speaking about the rape issue. Where to me, I think that's more of a mental thing with people who has that lust, fantasy, or desire in them that want to commit that kind of act, because that's not a normal thing for people to wake up or walk around or have. They want to rape somebody in their mind or sleep with a child in their mind. That's a sickness that you have to have already, because that's not nothing normal that people do.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, that's not part of our heritage. Rape. In fact, why did all the tribes get together in the first place to almost wipe out the Benjamites? Shawsham, we know why. Because of rape.
Exactly.
I tell you, man, these dudes is on an elementary level, man. I'm telling you. I told Qanath, bro, I believe that a lot of these dudes, when they was in high school, they was in special ed classes.
Remedial classes, eh?
But I don't even think it's that, because I was in special ed at one point.
Still, man,
I think it is they start reading and comprehending, and a lot of them probably didn't graduate, and they didn't focus, and they didn't take their education further. Right. A lot of them was probably high school dropouts, drug dealers, hustlers, swindlers, or somebody who they thought that they can get over on people. Right. And they just using this as a hustle and not really a truth tool. That's my belief.
Well, you know what, though? Some people that were in what we call special ed classes, it's not because they was dumb. It's because it's a certain learning ability, disability. I forgot what you call it. In fact, Bill Cosby's son had the same learning. What you call it when you learn opposite? I can't remember the phrase, the terminology for it.
Not dyslexia, huh? No.
I can't remember. That might have been. I can't remember. I gotta do the research one more time. But it's a certain disability where a person learn a different way, not because they see things differently.
Slow, right?
Damn, I can't remember the term.
That's what they were saying about me. It wasn't that I was dumb or
no. I believe some of these dudes was really, really, really dumb, bro. And the dumb to stay with them all their life. I really do. I don't want to put the brothers down, but I honestly believe that, man, because it's no way possible that some of these doctrines they teach and believe. It's crazy. Some of the things that they teach and they believe, it's no way, man. And they wonder why the world's looking at us laughing. Right. They wonder why white folks are laughing at us. Man, please, these dudes are clowns, man. The whole world's laughing at these dudes, man.
Calling them Power Rangers, dressed like Power Rangers on the street corners.
Yeah, man. In fact, I spoke to the brother from Ethiopia, right? But he's from America, actually. He used to be in the Boston camps back in the day, and he moved to Ethiopia. He's been in Ethiopia now 25 years. He said, man, them Jews in Ethiopia, they laughing at these camps, bro. They're laughing at these dudes. You know what I'm saying? They're comical to them, man. Because like the brother said, they like Power Rangers, man. Come on, look at how they dress, man.
I'm surprised the motorcycle gangs don't try to buff up against because they're wearing them black leathers.
Yeah, our ancestors didn't dress like that, man.
For real.
Crazy, man. But either way, I'm glad you guys talking about investing, right? And Shawsham, right? Our people, some reason when it comes to putting away money, man, they have a problem or something. Like it's I don't know what's going on with our people, man. But you're right. Investing in crypto, that's the way to go. My acting buddy, I was able to get him to come on, like Shawsham said, Miguel Nunez. And I've been knowing Miguel like since I was a kid. In fact, him and my uncle went to school together, right? So I've been knowing Miguel for years. In fact, Sham, he said he looked forward to coming back on again. He looked forward to coming back on to talk about the cryptocurrency. Me, myself, I told Sham and Qanath, I'm in the process now where I'm trading. I'm learning how to trade currency. And I already started making money. I'm trading now. Yeah, I'm learning how to buy and trade currency. Also, I have a cousin-in-law. He's a stockbroker. He's been a stockbroker in Wall Street now for like 30 years. And he got me involved with his trading firm. And I'm learning as we speak how to buy and trade currency. So that's also another way or avenue for you to generate income and money to help your family grow. Sham is right. That's what the white Jew do. The white Jew, they leave things behind for their sons and daughters. They leave homes behind. They leave money behind. That's what they do. But we don't do that because we don't take the time to invest our currency.
Yeah, I'm looking for passive income too. So I'm definitely gonna need you guys.
We all gotta fend for ourselves. But what I'll do is, Naphtali, I'm gonna add you to the group, to the cryptocurrency group.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna add you to the group.
Do it now because like.
And listen too, y'all. I'm in the process, like I told Sham and Qanath. Qanath's seen it. He's seen how fast it takes to make money trading currency, right? He's seen it. When I told, listen, between now and January, I'm in training right now, right? I go live in January when I go started trading. I'm already talking to brokers and everything. This broker firm in Chicago. When I go live in January, when I start trading, right? What I want to do is teach people how to do it. I'm not doing no damn polite, dude. Scamming people. I'm not charging nobody how to teach nobody how to trade currency. I'm training people. I'll be training people for free. I'm not doing no damn polite.
I just added you, Naphtali. You gotta say something in the chat.
Okay, I got my phone. I'm getting it right now.
Go ahead, Yoda.
Yeah, I was saying that. Yeah. I that's what I plan to do, to teach my brothers and sisters how to buy and trade currency for free. Freely receive, freely give. I'm not doing what polite do. I hear scamming people. Scamming his own people to teach them how to make money. How are you gonna charge somebody and teach them how to make money? Your own people. That's sickening, man.
Because they want to make money. That's how they making money. It's like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, they charging people and it's scamming people. And on top of that, many people haven't even learned nothing from this guy. I heard many people have many testimonies concerning Let's Google polite scams and see how many people made videos about how they got scammed by this guy.
Yeah, he is a scammer, brother. Low light. I call him no light because he has no light in him, brother. No light. He's been scamming since the Black Consciousness. Wrote in all them books. He plagiarized. He plagiarized all them books that he wrote.
Right. And in fact, I think that brother, what's the brother named Inky? He kind of described how polite supposedly wrote those books when he didn't write no damn books.
Oh no.
Most of the information he got from Dr. York.
Yeah, he was bugged out, Dr. York. He said he was an Israelite. He said he was Egyptian. Now he said he was from Planet Risk. He an alien from the Planet Risk. He could have been a good science fiction novel. He should have stuck to writing science fiction novels. He could have been the black version of George Lucas. Could have had the black Star Wars, man.
Right. But I remember back in the day when I lived in Brooklyn, right? Bushwick. I grew up in Bushwick. I don't know if you guys have heard of Bushwick. Bushwick's where like a lot of Hispanics live at now. But back in the day, it was mostly blacks. Well, I grew up in Bushwick. You know the rapper Bushwick Bill, the rapper? The little midget? That's where he got the name from. Okay. Originally, he came from Bushwick. When he moved to Texas, he kept the name Bushwick. That's where I grew up at, Bushwick. Well, anyway, many years ago on Jefferson Avenue? Not Jefferson Avenue. On I want to say Bushwick Avenue. Dr. York had an Israelite congregation. Or was it a Muslim? It was a Muslim. No. It was a Muslim congregation. Cause he was a little everything. He was a Muslim. He was an Israelite. He was a fucking this and that. He was all over the place. He was a goulash. I remember. Yeah, way back in the day, he had a Muslim mosque, I think it was, on Bushwick Avenue. Nice to see them out there all the time. Yeah. Star Lima. Make sure you guys go over to Naphtali's channel and moderate for her too.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Yehuda.
I just thought about that just now. Yeah, you guys, when you get a chance to, next time Naphtali go on live on her platform, go over there and moderate for her also.
Yeah, I need you to go into the other channel, F.O.P.E Israelite School, so I can add you as a moderator on there. I can't do it right now on this computer because this is a new laptop. I had to do it on my old. Oh, we hit 43. Let me check my money. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Hey, Shawsham. You know how you see the white folks sitting in the Barnes and Noble, or they be sitting in Starbucks all day on a laptop? I used to wonder why do white folks always sitting? Why they always sitting and watching their laptops? Guess what they doing on their laptops? They trading currency. That's what they doing. They trading currency. That's what they doing.
Well, I need to trade some currency because I'm gonna be trading places. I'm getting ready to get out of here, so I need all the money.
Yeah, but that's the way to go. Learn how to buy and trade currency and crypto currency.
Ooh.
Yeah, that right there is the avenue to wealth and securing a future for your family. That's the avenue right there.
Well, I need some wealth.
That's what you need to do. Like I said, get with Shawsham about the crypto, and he can explain everything to you.
I sure am. I'm going to definitely do that. I'm going to take you guys' advice. Okay. Give us the tour. I'm liking the furniture. You must have some good boys, because mine be tearing up all my stuff. Oh, daughters. That's right. You do have daughters. That's why your furniture looks nice. Love the house. Love the decor.
You say you got boys? You got boys, Naphtali?
Yes, I have 2 boys.
Okay.
I have a 10-year-old and a soon-to-be 9-year-old, and we have a 15-year-old. I have a 15-year-old daughter.
Okay, cool, good. I have one daughter.
Oh, okay. How old is she?
One daughter. She's 11.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's 11. Yep. She run track. She loves track. She's
my
really
daughter
smart.
runs track too.
Oh, get out of here! Yeah.
What kind of track does she run? What does she run? Distance, mid?
She running 200. No, well, every blue moon she'll do the cross country in Central Park. She do the 100, the 200.
Oh, that's what my daughter does. She does the 1, 2, and the 4.
And
sometimes I make her do the 8.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's where it's at. Yeah, the crypto and the buying and trading currency. That's where it's at, folks. Yeah.
That's where I need to be.
But my acting buddy Miguel Nunez, he's gonna come back on soon again. He said he's gonna come back on and he's gonna talk about a little more.
Yeah. I actually love Joanna, man. I love that movie.
Yeah, I've been knowing that guy for ages. I remember his first movie. It was Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, the part 1?
I think it was part 2 or part 3. Yep, his first movie.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's how long he been out there.
Jason movie. Friday the 13th. The Jason.
Yeah, he go way back.
He died.
So when I went to LA, cause I'm an artist, right? I have a BFA in arts, and I have an associate in applied science, right? And every time I go to LA, I stay at his house, and I met a lot of people out there. I actually went to Eddie Murphy's house one time because Eddie asked me to do a portrait. I painted a portrait for him, and I had an opportunity to go visit him one time, and I met a lot of people out there. A lot of people. But Hollywood, honestly, I cannot live in California. There's no way. LA is a whole different. I'm telling you, LA is a whole different beast. It's nothing like New York City. I can't live in Los Angeles. I can't do it.
My husband drove us all from St. Louis to California, and it was so many homeless people and so much
Yeah. Mhm.
urine, pee
Skid
smell.
Row. They say Skid Row's a nightmare.
Right.
Growing up, I used to watch Venice Beach all the time on TV, so I couldn't wait to get to Venice Beach, and it was nothing but it was like Hobo Beach. It was like homeless beach. I was just like, oh my god, the amount of homeless people is out. It's so sad. Like
Yeah.
nobody's.
You know how I
It's
met when I was
the
out there
greatest
last
country in the
time?
world, though.
I met what's his name before he passed away? Debo. The guy played Debo.
Oh
You met
Yeah,
Debo?
he came to the house. He came over to my friend's house.
Tiny Lester, that's his name.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
before he passed.
Oh, his
Yeah,
real
before
name
he,
is Tiny.
His real name
Yeah.
Tiny Lester.
yeah, that's it. Yep.
Zeus was his
I know,
wrestling
odd,
name
ain't
when
it?
he was a
He's
wrestler.
that big and his name Tiny.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Tiny.
Yeah, he kept begging me to do a portrait, but I never got around to doing it for him.
Oh man.
I never got around to painting.
Do you sell art?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I'm talking one time. At one particular time, I was a full. What you call it? I was an artist full time artist for like 5 years straight. All I did was show my art. I did art shows. I traveled. In fact, you go a lot of black people homes all throughout America. They got my artwork hanging on their walls.
Man, that's what's up.
Yeah, You go. I'll show you some of my work one day. Let me give you a rundown who own my originals. My originals: Eddie Murphy, Biblical Fox. She got one of my paintings. Terrence Howard, President Obama, Michelle Obama. They got one of my paintings. Who else? Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson got one of my paintings. I'm missing somebody. Miguel got a lot of my shit. He got a whole lot of my stuff. Eddie Murphy, I met. Will Smith, he got one. I did a piece for him. I did a paint for him one time, and I did a paint for that bitch. Excuse my French. Stacey Dash. I wish I would never paint that damn portrait, man.
Why you don't like Stacey Dash, or
I don't like her, man. She's an attractive woman, but I don't like her. I don't like her at all, man. I don't like that girl. I don't like her at all. I would never paint that portrait, man. But either way, I did a portrait for her years ago.
Wow.
So I was a full-time artist on Naphtali for many years. I was a graphic designer here in New York. I met a lot of people. I freelanced at Rough Rider Records for about 5 months. I met Eve. I didn't meet DMX, but I met Eve. I met a lot of people. I have a cousin who was he was an A&R director for Rockefeller Records. This is way back in the day when Rockefeller Records took off with Jay-Z and Damon Dash. My cousin was an A&R director. He discovered Memphis Bleak, Benny Siegel. My cousin discovered Lil Wayne. Not Lil Wayne. No, not Lil Wayne. What's his name? What's that crazy Negro name? What's his name? The crazy Negro for Chicago. What's his name? The rapper for Chicago. What's the guy's name? You know what I'm talking about. What's the guy name that's married to one of them Kardashian girls?
Kanye West.
Kanye West. My cousin discovered him. Kanye West. My cousin discovered Kanye West. So he discovered a lot of people. He was an A&R director. Yeah, so through him, I met a lot of rappers. You know, I met Memphis Bleak, Benny Siegel. I never met Jay-Z, never met him, but my cousin used to deal with Jay-Z all the time. He was, like I said, he was an A&R director for Rockefeller Records. So I used to freelance as a graphic designer. I used to do help do CD layouts, magazine layouts. I worked at Lord & Taylor on Fifth Avenue. I was a graphic designer for 4 years. What I used to do is to design, the posters that you see hanging in the Lord & Taylor stores.
Mm-hmm.
I used to help do the layouts for those. Yeah, so I taught for 4 years in Jersey. I was an art teacher at a private school for 4 years. So I did it all. Listen, I did corporate America. I did all that. I did it all.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
I did all that.
Yeah.
I
can't draw to save my life.
Oh, you can't?
No. That is,
hey,
most I didn't bless me with that.
Let me put people on to something. A lot of people don't know, according to tradition, the Apostle Luke was an artist. Luke. They said Luke drew the first portrait of Mary. Now, when you see this portrait, I'm going to try my best to locate this portrait that he did of Mary as a black woman. but they kept this damn portrait hidden for many years. Yes, folks, Luke, they wrote the Apostle Luke. They say he was an artist. He was an artist and he was a physician.
Mm-hmm.
And he drew, they say he drew a portrait of Mary showing her as a black woman.
Mm.
Mm.
Yep, I'm gonna try my best to locate this portrait and show everybody. It's one of the first portraits ever drawn or painted of Mary, and it said it was done by Luke.
Is that so? I want to see that. I definitely want to
Mhm.
see that.
Yeah,
And shalom to the real Willy Billy. Which one is that? Which one are you? Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I would love to see that image, that picture of Mary that Luke had drawn.
yeah, Luke. According to tradition, Luke was a painter and a physician. We know he was a physician because it's mentioned in the gospel. In the gospel, he was a physician, but it also said that he was a artist. He was a painter, and he did a portrait of her, showing her as a black woman. I'm trying my best to locate that portrait, show everybody.
Okay, please do bring it out. Bring it out.
Either way,
Before you go
once
on
again,
already, chapter 20.
I'm at the plantation. So we'll talk sometime this week.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna be getting ready to. My puppy is out. We're gonna be getting ready to wrap this up anyway. It's getting kind
Okay.
of.
I'm about to jump off. Thank y'all for having me on the panel.
Thank you so much for joining, and thank you, Yehuda.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, Star and Lima, again, don't forget, go over to Naphtali's platform and please moderate for her. We'll greatly appreciate it. Yes, ma'am. Okay, hey, Sharshan, we talk later. Naphtali and all the other brothers, the Willy Bullies, the real, what you said, the real Willy Bullies? What do you call them? The official Willy Bullies?
The official, the real Willy Bullies.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Mark.
Okay, shalom, grace and peace.
Grace and peace. Okay. Well, this was really nice. Thank you guys for coming out. So I brought out some information on the Book of Enoch. If you guys missed it, please go back and watch it, because if you all like the information, I can go back and do part 2 of that, and we can break down a little bit further how it connects with and links with the Canaanite. So Sharshan, was there anything you look like you're a little tired?
Yeah, I am. I got to get up at 7 in the morning to take my kids to school, but
Yeah, I gotta get up too.
I'm gonna go over the information, some of the information with the stuff I have though when I get a chance.
And maybe we can do some things together next time. Maybe you can, bring some stuff to me that I don't know about.
Yeah, I have a lot of books on the Canaanites and Hittites. I know you was going over a lot of information, so that's why I was telling you. There might be some stuff in there you might not be aware of that you can check out.
I'm always willing to learn. So
they got like statues and stuff like that in these books I have, I believe, artwork. So the Canaanite gods, I believe, or the Hittite gods, something like that.
Well, bring it out. Let's bring it to the people. So I'm not gonna hold you guys any later. I know it's late for me too. So, Sharshan?
Yeah, I appreciate you, sis. Thank everybody for coming on. Most High bless y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I'm extremely tired. I ain't even gonna play no music out. We just gonna call it. But hopefully, I don't know. Elder Qanath might be on again this week. As far as me being on Civil War, I'm trying, family. I'm trying. I did have some classes I want to do. Was trying to do this Halloween class because I got these books on Halloween. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So,
I can help you with it. I can definitely help you with it. So
I still might do it if I still might do it if I get the chance to. I might try, but I got you. We can definitely do that, sis. Halloween.
We're gonna do a part 2 then, Star. Okay, we're gonna do that. Okay, yeah, Sharshan, if you want to do something on Halloween, I think that'd be nice, actually.
Yeah, so. I did want to do something on that Halloween Eve, and I was trying to, teach my kids about why we don't celebrate that, with the witches and goops and goblins.
I know. That used to be my favorite holiday. I used to love Halloween. So I don't like it no more.
I only liked it. My favorite holiday was Christmas because I just love looking at the lights. Like it was something about seeing the bright lights that was it. You know, that's all I really cared about.
I hate that I have to take Christmas away from my kids. I don't hate it, but you know, my kids, they love it. And my youngest, he still don't understand. But I tell him we celebrate Hanukkah.
Well, my thing about that is my kids was never taught it. So, but they do ask about it because they see it on, like, they go to school and they see it on these shows and they be asking us about it. But they look forward to their birthdays because we do let them have things on their birthday, but just not those holidays and Thanksgiving and all that. We don't let them take parts of those feasts and stuff like that. But they always ask about the other little kids. They talk about it. So it's an issue, you know what I'm saying? But like my wife said, you know, they're going to know about it. You can't hide it from them. You know what I'm saying? It's impossible.
You can't hide it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, all right. I'm sorry. My dog is just, I let him out and he is just going crazy. So, all right.
Thanks, sis. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, guys.
Most High bless everybody in the chat.
Thank
y'all for tuning in. Sister Naphtali, she laid down a beautiful presentation tonight. Hope y'all enjoyed it.
Leave some comments, guys, because if you want to share anything or if you want me to bring out anything, because we didn't really get to talk about it, and it's okay. But I'll do more next week. I'll be on time too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sharshan.
All right, shalom, Israel. Most High bless y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all hopefully sometime this week or maybe the end of the week. Who knows?
Okay.
All right, shalom. Trying to go out.
Isaiah 58:1. Cry loud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show thy people their transgression. Yeah, so I'm a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Yahawashi on our side, so don't try to move us. We got next, and this wicked king is almost over. For our people, edification, my folks, soldiers. Isaiah 58:1. They let the trumpet blow. Hey, we them Hebrew Israelites, it's time to let them know. They let the trumpet blow. It's time to let them know. We them Hebrew Israelites, it's time to let them know. To cry loud, spare none, show them transgressions. For my people never consider they the real Jews. History stolen with that whip, got our back bruised. Still dying in the ghettos, got us trapped in this matrix. Time to open up your eyes, it's too real. We can't fake it. The Most High is on its way back soon. The whole reason why we went into slavery, cause we broke the commandments. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Who is this nation of people? Not the seed of Ham, but the seed of Shem. From the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Revelation 2 and 9. Don't let these fake Jews tell you a lie. In due time, they all bow down. I wanna get my crown and stand firm in this truth. Ha Mashayach Yahawashi, that's his Hebrew name. Wasn't no J's in the Hebrew letter. So I carry this truth like I carry my sweater in the winter cold. This what you ain't been told. Esau is cover blown. We let the trumpet blow and let all my ox know that you a set apart nation, ain't compared to none. And when the Most High return, these other nations done. Isaiah 14:1, we gon' possess the land, and they gon' try to cleave. And the Most High said it all is book of prophecy, a hard pill to swallow, but when that light shine, it's real bright, and the Most High is our lifeline. So Quam Yasharala, rise, O Israel. Hey Quam Yasharala, rise, O Israel. It's time for you to wake up out your sleep. Romans 13:11, our salvation is near. Lift up thy voice in the streets so the whole world hear. Yeah, so I'm a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Yahawashi, he on our side, so don't try to move us. We got it next. Hey man, this wicked kingdom is almost over. For our people, edification, my folks, soldiers. Isaiah 58:1. They let the trumpet blow. Say we them Hebrew Israelites, it's time to let them know. They let the trumpet blow. It's time to let them know. We them Hebrew Israelites, it's time to let them know. They let the trumpet blow. It's time to let them know. We them Hebrew Israelites, it's time to let them know. Would you denounce wicked traditions or not? Go to church on pagan Sundays, don't keep the Sabbath at all. That's why we standing on these corners, get this message to y'all. That you living in the wicked world, they knowledge is flawed. Full of satanic practices. The Vatican worship the Black Madonna on the low. While we die from Planned Parenthood, this is woe. Why you think we quoting scriptures, going head up with the beast, spreading righteousness ooze, leaving our enemies duped. This institution is through. We got the spirit of a lion and the power of Yeshaya. There's no way we could expire. I'm on fire. The Messiah is the root of the fire that be all up in my bones. And the prophet ain't respected at his home, but the truth won't stop. Don't try to make us to be wrong. And the scriptures bear witness to the things that we speak. Blow them trumpets, blow them trumpets. We them Israelites, man, and we 12 tribes deep. Hear the message that we speak. Blow them trumpets, blow them trumpets. We them Israelites, man, and we 12 tribes deep. Hear the message that we speak. Well, I'm a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Yahawashi, he on our side, so don't try to move us. We got next, man.
Y'all think it come back in all peace? You got another thing coming. So we out here fighting for our brother. We ain't marching saying yes we can. No justice, no peace. Yeah. Fight for your sons and your daughters. I'm not wrapped too tight. Got 400 years on my back. I'm angry dog. I'm black like that. Won't contact with you whites. And all the niggas I stand here with, they share my same sentiment. I'm fucked up tonight. Don't kill my brothers no more. Want all the smoke, motherfucker, popo. This is my battle cry. Oh! Isaiah 14:21, that ancient version of that gun that swore. They stole our name, they stole our shit. We real Judites, motherfucker, Jewish. We lords, generals, arm your soldiers. We fight tonight like we supposed to. They inherited lies. I'm referring to all whites. I'm referring to riches, white privilege given through genocide. And they gotta pay for that. God say Jacob gon' take it back. I cry aloud, I spare not. This good bread, my sharecrop. This lily grew through concrete. We march the own drum beat. We the chosen. No inclination to kick it with y'all. Raise Babylon to the ground, then watch it fall. Obadiah said you'll be wiped out for theft. These are just words, worry about what come next. For Negroes, Latinos, we better than all, not equal. My natives no red dot that feather. Mi primo be smooth like that leather. Until it's time to bring the war dogs out, put the headdress on. War paint and I'm not wrapped too tight. Got 400 years on my back. I'm angry dog, I'm black like that. Won't contact with you whites. And all the niggas I stand here with, they share my same sentiment. I'm fucked up tonight. Won't kill my brothers no more. Want all the smoke, motherfucker, popo. This is my battle cry. I got the spirit of grandfathers past. Front porch sitters, Nat Turner dangerous. A real life illustration of angry and Nat painting. Of Malcolm staring out the window with patience. One hand on the curtain, right hand on the AK spits. 47 rounds, all to bring down Satan. Same way Abel was killed by Cain. This will be an introduction from the fuck shit into the fire. Probably join the list of artists who died before they retired. Most High said I'm hired. Sire will never spit a line aimed at my kind, less meant to uplift. Toughness will be redefined in my rhymes. A squad of men with the spirit of God, with an affinity to point their weapons not at the brethren but at the enemy. Khaki colored kids, baptized in the flames of combat fashioned. In the trap we escaped, our fate was to be great and noble. Moses reincarnate, so be hopeful and know I bring word from A and O to Pharaoh and white folk, let my people go, cause